Hey everybody, it's Polybius of Arcadia here again, and we're gonna watch Dota 2, and I'm gonna chat with you. I just made a steak sandwich. It's pretty good. I liked it. How are you in the chat today?
Control back of their jungle. And I think ideally this is what happens at the start of the fight, right? Just find these two supports and go from there. That's the dream for sure.
Alright.
This fight is very nice now.
Should be an interesting game here.
And they're looking to capitalize on these supports being dead right now.
Roshan, such a big target to go for here. Would try to get started. Yuragi is going to make a bit of a jump in, but can pounce out. Still, they are going to chase.
Hey, what's up, Thirsty? How are you doing?
But they don't have the lockdown.
And LLK, how are you doing too?
Slow down this Roshan.
Thanks for joining.
Problem is, it's so hard to fight against that tombstone.
How was your day, everybody?
Too early though. He's still going to try and force the fight.
Yesterday, I guess. How was your day yesterday?
Disruptions there by Matamba. He's got the agent.
I think it was like mostly Mad Mike extravaganza, which was awesome. Glad I was happy to see that.
They go from the even found BZM.
It's really warm out today.
He got left behind as well. It's a decent attempt, but maybe it's a little bit too early and Liquid. They just play around it very well.
56, but I don't feel it.
Right? You feel so confident with 2 pounces around. He dances a bit. He gets caught inside the pit with a toss back.
Let's try this.
Just comes in.
There we go. Turn on the fan a little bit more.
Yeah, it's quite tricky. It's a very nice attempt. He didn't even die there on the Slark, but he kind of forces his team in there. It's a very close fight. If it goes a little bit different,
So we're watching Dota 2.
and the fight is different, because the Slark.
It's a big tournament. Prize pool is like
Very hard to say.
it's like $17 million or something.
It is on top of a tombstone, so it's a really nice spot for Liquid to fight.
It was okay, didn't feel very well, and I did watch my stream in Vipers, but was supposed to go on a haunted hayride with my family, but I didn't feel well, so I missed it.
He just bursted down on the left right.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Had your eyes on Yuragi, but BZM had just been caught out right in
6.5 out of 10, that's pretty high
control of the left
for once. You talking about, are you rating your day?
Liquid is. Speaking of Liquid, they've got Gaben's blessing, a double.
You're welcome, LK.
Seemed like they spotted
I was just gonna watch this
right after Roshan.
in general, so I might as well stream it. I was gonna stream it with Mad Mike, Viber,
Past T2 tower, but again they
and Ugmog, but
Counterplay once the response.
they all went to bed.
Again, just back to that lich that Celery mentions. Even just frost.
But I'm here.
Power slows down your push.
I'm the guardian of this night shift.
Armor on that as a drow. So you just
You could count on me, well, not to stream during weeknights, but work weeks, I mean.
get the response back up. They can.
But you can count on me to be up.
We'll just kind of keep that farm game up and keep holding up here.
Make sure to hit the like button though, guys. Gonna see if we can get more Dota friends in here.
Use this timing. Nick is going for a very cool build. He'll go for the pike now. Bit of a later.
Thank you, thank you.
But it should be very, very effective against OG's heroes.
Alright. I really am the Night Guardian.
around north for the Shadow Demon, but he is going to be able to TP out. So Boxy unable to poke
Okay.
to find his position.
This game is looking pretty one-sided. I don't know the team names.
You mentioned this
We have OG up in the upper left and Horseman, Horsey.
bit of farm here.
What do you call them? Knights from the chess game.
Two, though, for
You know, the chess game.
Liquid still feels like an extremely close game between these two teams. Now OG definitely
People trickle in as soon as they realize I'm awake. True.
It will come down to how do you
Generally, that's the case. I think that's more so during the weekdays because people are waking up for school and work,
can get the jump,
and
focus the right target, finish first.
some it's Sunday. Some people are
Initiation right now.
probably gonna sleep in too.
OG should look to just
Heathens. I'm just kidding.
more items. It's still a very good Slark game. The more items he gets, it's gonna be very scary for this league.
What's the right target for
I definitely would sleep in if I could.
big jumps? We know Taiga can kind of set up and save as well. But what's the priority when you're OG dealing with?
I need a little bit more sleep in my life.
Yeah. Oh, light strike
Those troublemakers, those hooligans,
moving into the halberd. Was there to slow him?
scoundrels.
Can you get out of this one?
This is bad news for that guy.
ATF. He's trying to run, but the
He's dead.
slows him down, and eventually
Yow!
he will drop. Very nice stun from Mickey.
That's a big one. Just checking the tree line, man, just to find him. And,
Okay.
and without
Liquid. That's the team name. Liquid A is... Okay.
here for Liquid to play without ages. Push more objective.
I know the team name. I heard about Liquid before.
Look for a skirmish if you so feel, OG. Not going to stay pumped up for that. Just work the map as best as they can. And for OG, as you mentioned, it's all about stopping big items.
I'm putting ASMR in the tags.
Kind of helping.
Not an expert.
I'll just commentate on the commentators very
Yuragi.
calmly.
He found Matumba. So very confident is Yuragi.
Talk like Solid Snake too, like David Hayter.
Pounds his way back.
Colonel.
Back in Tiger. Immediately bursted down. The high ground defense gets more difficult.
Thirsty says, Polybius, what should I do? So I missed the day that an assignment was assigned, so I didn't know we have it. It's worth 3.5% of my grade, by the way. So when I had to turn it in, you need part 2 message. Okay. Got you. First off, what you should do is not worry. Don't worry. Whatever your assignment was in the grand scheme of things, it is a speck in the dust.
Pressure, right? Like tier 2 still
Your future is not assigned to
respawns
schoolwork.
within the zone for
Don't panic, you're good.
amazing time.
You'll come out of this
Don't have the ages, gonna be expiring so
and
you take one set of racks.
it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
He tries to find that angle, it just doesn't pay off. For OG here, Celery, you saw that the way that fight unfolded.
Let's see, Thirsty, did you need internet for it? You could always say your internet was out. Yeah, I mean, in this day and age, that is basically like the dog ate my homework. Actually works. Just a fat 2,000 page textbook? Oh no. Okay, well that's fine. Okay, and if I don't do it over the weekend, I have 2 hours of after-school detention for 10 days. It should take 8 to 9 hours. That's such an arbitrary thing. Thirsty, you were the... You have like strict parents, right? They like basically... like if you don't get above 95%, right? That's like... That's bad news. According to your parents, right? Yeah, that's tough. It's definitely a tough situation, but in the end, like for whatever grade you're in, I could tell you right now, you type like an adult, you type like a smart person. So don't worry. Don't worry. You're gonna be fine. I worry about the Zoomers who really don't know anything and they are kind of helpless, or they've been taught to be helpless.
I feel like needs to be changed up a bit here before game 2 of Celery.
That's what scares me. Anybody that actually seems like a normal person that I grew up with in the 90s
and they set up the fight perfectly. It looked like a really good jump.
will make it, you know? It just seems like...
I think for OG they should pick a little bit more early.
I don't know.
I think their draft, they actually got off to a good start, but it might be tough in the next
The worst thing that could happen is your parents yelling at you. I went through the same thing until I turned 18. I still have to deal with them.
To say about this game number 1.
That definitely sucks.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. We
They
have
take your stuff when you're asleep.
number 1, of course, Team Liquid took it here.
That's strict. That's really strict.
They can force out that third, a lot on the line. I don't need to tell you guys, but I will tell you anyway. Top 6 if you win the series, and otherwise you'll be left behind.
And it'll be fine. Like if you get like detention is just strange to be missing like an assignment. You have to take detention in order to make it up. Usually they would,
They completely popped off in that early
you know, deduct the grade, or just, you know, not give you detention for not turning in the assignment. That's kind of strange.
roaming support. He was constantly mid, constantly out.
Like detention for us was basically just
Liquid the start they needed.
people acting a fool.
This Marcy to play with, Leshrac was never too much of a threat in terms of keeping up in farm or being strong enough to really exploit the Lich armor strat. That
Dang, Liquid's rolling in.
because if you look at OG's draft, they picked the Shadow Demon, right? And it's kind of an unusual Shadow Demon pick because the only thing that it really synergized with was to
Okay.
stun on the sideline with Centaur, but it was more so as an
PB's already so very mature.
armor purged off.
Yeah, it's
I assume that potentially
doesn't make much sense.
where they could pair up an
It's
illusion.
not your fault. No need to apologize, but appreciate the advice. Yeah, no worries.
So for
In the grand scheme of things, I think you're gonna be fine. Like, you're gonna be fine.
the sideline's really hard.
Is there like a specific job or career that your parents want you to take? Are they pushing you to do something?
Mickey on Lena.
Hey, what's up, Emerald? How you doing?
As Effie mentioned,
Thanks for joining.
enable him with those earlier rotations.
Welcome.
Mickey is the type of a player that, you know, he's gonna take the farm.
Okay, first game's over. It looks like they called it.
From start,
GG.
on top of the network from the beginning.
I like Mad Mike's idea for an icon for the GG. That's a good one.
Played from mid Lena does allow you to constantly
Dude, Mad Mike's donos, man.
top of the network. But I also want to point out
Crazy.
Pango here. Pango was not a hero for a long time that could be played on the offlane to be successful. Like, people did try it out, but every single time, I think offlane Pango at
I don't know how long they switched to
0 and 7, maybe even 0
they
and
take the switch to the next match.
yeah,
You're
and
right.
yeah, people figured out how to play Pango because like you need
Yeah, once you're 18, life can either be good
he's not a strong laner,
or it can continue to suck because you can move out,
raid pack and just a casual blink.
but it's
Because you
hard.
Flash and the raid
I need a 4-year degree, a PhD, and a master's. Jeez, man. And what?
It was a strong.
Wait a minute. You like by the time you're 18, you're gonna be in college and you can do whatever you want.
Draft performance, obviously.
You don't need any of that
a
to be a successful person.
good up, had a very good
Like, you don't need any of that. Like, a 4-year degree,
kids. Well,
I would say a 2-year degree would help you a lot.
because his Drow Ranger got him there here today. He is
It would help you a lot in society, but
All-time
I mean, it depends how much
total kills.
money you want to make, what kind of life you want to live. Do you want to be a doctor? That's like a really hard life.
Way more impressive stat than
They get paid a lot of money because they sacrifice
boiling a little.
just about every single ounce of their like free time and personal time. Like, they're not off the clock ever.
This one is, I mean, it actually kind of goes hand in hand.
It's crazy.
The carry wants to get that last hit on Roshan, get that little extra.
But by the time you're 18,
one thing I did want to
you can do whatever you want.
watching it was that crit interview where he was basically saying that like kills don't matter as much
That's true, okay.
in Dota, and it seemed a little bit like that at the start, where like OG was making no moves, they weren't farming, or they were still out farming, while Liquid was making all
You carve out your own destiny, man. It's
took the Roshan,
not
and that made the game look
about what your parents want. I assume you live in the United States and you have free agency over your entire life,
unusual draft. We had not seen them play Leshrac yet.
and it would be pretty awful like
Speaking of Leshrac, I believe
if they didn't support you.
Purge would like to talk to you more about.
That's right. Leshrac is one of the big
But
heroes
I'm not gonna,
on the main stage so far, and the
you know,
hero, wasn't super
you still need to respect them, of course.
decently balanced. But the big issue
It just sucks to hear, you know.
is it's the Bloodstone.
It's this like
Leshrac almost
hologram thing.
HP. It gives him mana regen effectively when he pops it on, deals AoE damage, covers that base. And the third thing, it gives him really strong team fight. And
It's really expensive where you want to stay, so at least 350k.
fights like this, pop Bloodstone, eat CM multis, and it
Yeah, you don't need to live
enemy team
in a really nice place.
And much like Shadow Fiend, a lot of teams have been pairing these like tank
You can find peace in the countryside for much cheaper.
keep them alive. In the
Depends what you want. I don't know. My life, my whole life is I don't want to bother anybody, and I don't want to be bothered.
supports got in and
I want to be on a farm,
active at winning lanes.
like owning my own farm.
Two heroes secure range creeps, lower attack speed
Gonna try to, you know,
goes better, and she also really
fund that dream with YouTube and my current job.
she's great at setting up kills and
Like, that sounds like the most peaceful thing ever.
get some fourth pickoffs later on. And a lot of the cores as well are not very mobile, making her more survivable. So
I would not like to live in an area with a bunch of like rich, uppity, like snooty
since the main stage, maybe the group stage,
people, you know, not to say that, not to say anything about like you or anything thirsty, like this is your, you know, it's kind of like what you're born into.
Nobody else likes it. So yeah, that's it. That's all heroes. So
And you know, I see from the outside looking in, if I ever get rich, I'm not like gonna go be a socialite.
Of course, the Marcy. And I mean,
You know, I'm not gonna go live in California. Like that's not my style.
and yeah, we're gonna find out, of course, what's gonna happen in
I might move to New England states. You could. They are expensive though. I want to land with horses and cats.
Continuing our journey through the audience to find as many people as possible. You're being a
0 to 10 people where I am, really.
What are you talking about? I'm not creepy.
You
Am I
can see
creepy?
from a mile away.
I don't know.
If I ever get rich, I'm going to move to New Zealand. Forget California. Yeah, I'm not interested in California living.
Show the boys a ha-ha!
Wow. Wow.
My goodness, that is the biggest, coolest town.
But
What prompted you to get the slur?
Bro said he's creeping, like, yeah, creep. They might be talking about the creeps in the game, which are the little NPCs that go against each other. You can kill them for money. Crepes are really good. Look at that Tifa tattoo. Nah, it's okay. Crepes are good though.
I actually have a tattoo myself.
No, wow.
Back to you, back to you.
Come on.
Back to
The
you.
people want to see.
No, they do not.
Come on.
People don't even want to hear.
I don't know. And all in all, I'm a simple man with simple desires. I do want a hot tub
Casey, for preventing
and like a tennis court.
a lot of people's
That's it. Like I'm not looking for this huge thing.
with the Slark tattoo, which is top notch, by the way. That was high quality tattoo for sure. And Slark
I'd stay in Ohio if I was rich.
just now did lose.
I don't think I'd move. I mean, I would definitely buy property elsewhere. Mostly I would rent it out, but you know, I'd buy property all across the states.
He got known with anybody remember 4 anchors in a
Hey, what's up, Amid? How are you doing?
Yeah, back in the day. Was that the finish stack? The full finish stack?
It was a lot of fins. Yes, it was a lot of
That
fins
was
for sure.
a play on the
We're all talking about
that was the original.
carving out our own destiny.
I feel like Slark was not able
What's your destiny, Amid?
do what he's supposed to do in the game because he was never like this new build on Slark works really well when you get to the point with the Aghanim Scepter, recent changes to pounds, or you do get
Land is the most smartest investment you could make. The second investment is stocks. When the stock market is just bleeding and everybody's screaming, "Oh my God, it's a crash!" That's when you buy. That's when you buy a lot.
you know, just play with the team and didn't just suit the way that they needed to play to be able to.
And then you just wait.
And like also having some AoE.
It's that easy.
does quite a lot, and so does Lena with the LSA. Like they did manage to control the Slark.
But not only that, right? In regards to the Slark, he bought a Midas, and that's typically.
But yeah, I'm gonna need some more capital to get into.
Midas is that you're gonna slow down really hard.
Land,
like Liquid,
real estate.
look to exploit those timings, and because you're playing with a Centaur.
Some games need back.
Don't do that much damage, honestly. So
I agree.
Did get the Blink Dagger.
They need to make a Space Channel 5 Part 3.
Where he set up for 2 kills.
But they won't do that.
But that was about it for a while, right? Up until the point where Liquid overextended all the way to the bottom of their jungle early on. There weren't really any fights that looked great for them, and everything was just too slow. So I didn't see the innate synergy in the Shadow Demon.
King of Queens. I've seen a handful of episodes of that show, but I can't say I was like a huge fan.
Got a good support system around them, so
Like it was on, I can't remember what show was on right before King of Queens started. I used to watch it, or my parents used to watch it. It might have been Everybody Loves Raymond.
Indeed. Not listen to those speeches, and they're a bunch of bullshit, basically.
Need Nintendo games on Switch.
When it comes to drafting and how to play the game better. I actually think that the
I mean, for me, it's like I can emulate.
against Leshrac, it's just two heroes that you.
Like, I don't know. You could get like any kind of emulation device.
You're not even a Bloodstone off.
Not even a Steam Deck. It could just be like a
to Bloodstone off.
one of those Chinese knockoffs.
The counter to Leshrac to one extent.
You just put ROMs on it.
You know, people thought, oh, I'm just.
Let's see.
That, you know,
They're so good. If you actually watch the full season, you'll be hooked. Probably. I really like those sitcoms a lot. My favorite shows is a toss-up between like Frasier and Twin Peaks. I can't really choose my favorite.
we can hear in the comms also just being.
Oh yeah. Everybody Loves Raymond came on right before King of Queens. Yep, I remember that.
Quite harshly. It was
Yeah, my parents watched that show.
soon. What will be the openings for
And that meant that I watched that show, and I never really cared for it that much either. Like, I don't know.
here at the Suntech?
It was okay. I probably would relate to it more as an adult, but
Again, the friendship that they have, I think,
I don't know.
forgotten at this moment.
I really liked King of the Hill as a kid, and that kind of had a relation. You know, you could relate to it as a kid, I guess, with Bobby.
Of course, with Superman, he is
But even Hank, I guess, too.
guaranteed for Matthew. So that's always
This King of the Hill is such a great show.
We're having Faith Beyond, of course, also in the lower bracket, another player that
Oh yeah, the mother and Everybody Loves Raymond. Yeah, I know what you mean.
we get to see them, the happier we'll be, Effie.
I mean,
King of the Hill's like
really sad, right?
one of my, I don't know, my favorite TV show, like not animated. Frasier or Twin Peaks, then animated,
It is.
not anime, but animated. Either King of the Hill,
Two finals weekend, and they
South Park, but it's really slipping because like South Park's just getting weirder and weirder.
That's the nature of
And then like The Simpsons, but I'm only talking like up to season 7, 8,
brutal.
something like that.
They're gonna have their spirits broken, and so will you as a fan.
There's also Futurama.
For the winning team, and nobody knows who.
The first original seasons of Futurama,
At least
I really liked.
that's really
And then they came back, and they were okay.
winning. That will always
They wrapped up the story, or tried to.
Many more teams
But
win, but
I think the originals were better.
brutal because all of these teams come into this competition.
Most of my references are King of the Hill.
Streams and these enormous hopes.
Yeah,
on their shoulders.
mine too.
We're all feeling that's such a what if? What if it's us? What if it's our year? And
South Park's so weird now.
when you suffer that loss,
I don't know.
it is so.
I stopped watching whenever they started doing the story arcs.
Story throughout the TI history that even
Like the big few, season-long story arcs just kind of was like, oh man,
you have a
it's just not as funny.
the whole thing.
It's just like they're using one, like a set of jokes throughout a season,
if you don't believe,
and it just doesn't work. It's just not edgy anymore. South Park isn't edgy. It's not
do believe.
at all edgy. It used to be like,
Soul crushing when they lose.
it used to cause people to panic. South Park doesn't cause anybody to panic.
briefly
But I guess that's like desensitized everybody, Everything's been like far more extreme since the 90s.
because we're getting into
Futurama, yes.
the game of the best.
Oh yeah. After it ended, I was I didn't watch. I mean, I watched reruns for years. Adult Swim played them every night. Adult Swim played
I think the
Family Guy, Futurama, and then
two teams.
later on in the night they would play Aqua Teen Hunger Force, which is
It would be sad to see.
honest to God also one of my favorite animated shows. That show is so funny.
Familiar with. We know they can do it. It would be soul crushing if indeed.
And then the Adult Swim had a lot of good shows.
Okay, go for it.
But the lineup right when it started was like Family Guy, Futurama. Then it got into like the weird stuff. Like home movies. That show is great.
Do a joke. Do a joke.
Yeah, they're playing it safe. And that's the problem.
Darcy is still in the pool.
It's probably Comedy Central's fault, and it's probably Trey and Matt's just saying like, screw it, let's just keep running this thing till the wheels fall off.
these young
Let's
players
just take the Family Guy route. I don't blame them.
on this main stage.
As long as it's still getting
OG, and this is
on TV and they're still getting paid,
So you look at it.
go for it. Not like anybody watches cable TV anymore.
It is not. There are 4
Had to charge your phone. No worries, no worries.
players here, and they're all so young, and they all must be so nervous.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force
And I really do think that
was really great, and It was a show that kind of got weird, as much as that sounds strange already, because Aqua Teen Hunger Force was just straight up weird from like season 1, episode 1. It started getting like just not as funny in the later seasons, but like seasons 1 through 5 of Aqua Teen, classic. I really wish I could stream episodes of that on YouTube. I get copyright strikes so fast.
Hey, it's got him to top 8 at TI. Don't make fun of the boy. And he is one of the...
Oh, yeah. Tom Cruise in the R. Kelly episode from South Park. Yes. Now I'm trapped in the closet. And I pull out my gun.
He's like an eccentric villain.
Yeah, that was Scientology. That was the Scientology episode.
Crazy things, but
They were also ripping on R. Kelly at the same time.
It's like this is a bit, but it's not. This is real. This is his real notes.
That was a good one.
Good for him. We respect the grind over here.
We do.
But as
Yeah, they tore Scientology a new one in that.
No, Jenkins, do the prep next time.
Go ahead, Effie.
I don't even know what I wanted to say anymore. You
They got the Leshrac Tuska combo. Tuska hero that we were seeing.
Also, okay, you might want to refresh your page every so often, so you can get resynced.
Specialty right there. I'm gonna see some offlane Huskar today. Looks like.
Not that you're like that far behind.
I gotta talk about this because this...
Yeah, Carl was hilarious.
Tour 1. Everybody's like, OG, pick...
Yo, Fryman!
Misha, captain. We only saw him as a coach until that point. Tyga joined them and was like, how far can this roster go? And then
It's okay, okay.
for Amar, and he crushes with it. It's one of his best heroes.
he definitely knows
Sonic Heroes, Sonic Heroes.
in these game twos, these potential elimination games, that's when the comfort pick comes out. The pick that you've won
I gotta start streaming Smash Bros again, guys.
comfort. We saw it with the sniper yesterday. We've seen it with Pudge. Now we're gonna see it with Huskar.
Yeah, we heard Fate Beyond also talking about, this is the potentially last game of the tournament. We better pick our comfort heroes. They did pick Axe for
30 seconds isn't too bad.
really amazing. So this is what OG is doing here. Maybe it's time to get rid of Pudge Jenkins. Pure damage against Huskar, Aghanim Scepter, reducing some healing. They did ban out Shadow Demon and
Okay.
now they are protecting this Huskar pick.
I'm very excited for this.
You know though, you know what else is good against Huskar? Bit of sniper action.
That is true.
Sniper.
That is very true. And
Okay, I'm caught up. Seriously, don't understand.
like him.
Well, it might be your phone too, LOK. It might be,
And I'm more confident in this,
I guess just like trying to process
to be honest.
the data.
Boxing, one of his comfort heroes, the
I'm not sure.
he was and his ability to coordinate with his mid laner last game, so I expect to see
Because, you know, if you're on your phone
how well this Leshrac
and you're watching it on your phone, you could probably press the little live button where it says live right above the play button. If you press that, it should bring you to the
invading
live, like as close as you possibly can be
to park that triangle and
to syncing up there.
What I like about Amar and the way he came
Give that a try. Let me know if it works next time.
what he's playing against, because he's gonna first face Huskar.
You have to clear your phone off every few days. Oh, okay, you should get that Google Pixel. Like, you should give it a go.
He's so good because he knows how to play from the
Google Pixel's a really nice phone too.
knows the matchup.
Like, it's plain Android. It's not like Samsung or it's not like bloatware. It's just like straight up Android. That's if I were to get an Android phone, it would probably be a Pixel.
for a very long time. He needs to sit on farm. He needs a somewhat advantageous lane, and he needs his team to be able to
I don't know why, but YouTube has an option to delay your stream by like a minute. Really? That's strange.
back hero. Again, OG don't have that hero to build the auras for them, so
I've never seen that before, but YouTube has been rolling out a bunch of new UI changes.
yesterday was
Shorts are now going to have their own thumbnail
the master classes of
aspect ratio.
not just how to click your buttons.
I used the 3XL Pixel for 8 months. It's probably a good phone, right?
And also,
I would think it'd be a good phone.
a lot of pressure on the other team because whatever.
Never really heard any complaints.
Like, you're definitely not gonna go for it because there's this X hero on your screen that is screaming, oh, we need to counter it.
Let's see.
if you had like 3 different options of what you want to go for, probably you gotta throw it in a bin and just.
Yeah, it's a good thing I think that shorts are gonna have their own aspect ratio now, because it looked kind of weird in people's channels. It looked kind of strange compared to like a video with a thumbnail. You could actually put thumbnails on your shorts, but it would look like a long form content vid. So I guess they're just doing this to kind of, you know, this you know, I'm trying to find the word here, differentiate.
The way to deal with.
Let's see here.
This is great because not only
Google Pixel 7 Pro. Do you know which version you would be able to get on that Pixel?
for the entire game. Bloodseeker's going to be.
Let's check the Pixel 6a and see what it's all about.
OG heroes will really deal with them, so that's like.
This is just like a whole bunch of fluff. Where's the specs?
The teams tried to set up for with the Armload.
Okay, okay.
So it exposes a lot of the map movements that you tried.
128 gigs of storage right off the bat. 6 gigs of RAM. 24-hour battery life.
The heroes will have enough mana plus less frac. So if you take a fight near Roshan.
Where is the processor? Oh, Google Tensor Titan M2. Okay, this is the important thing. Okay, we gotta look up this. We gotta look up. Oops. I'm accidentally typed in my own. We're gonna look up the Google Tensor Titan M2.
Bloodseeker has, 4 rupture charges, but if someone is ruptured, like
review.
Yeah, this is not gonna save them. This is
5 days ago. This is the G2. Okay, this is different. I have no clue. I just know that they told me at Xfinity I could get the newest Pixel phone for $30 if they sign a contract. 24 hours battery life. I barely get 10. I have no clue about Pixels. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not too sure either. I would take a look into it though.
OGs are greedy. They have these 3 cores that always do get a lot of farm. I think having tiny plus.
See if they can give you a.
Always do something around the map,
like an actual name for the phone that they'd give you. Because it might be worth it. I think it might be.
I think you can fit in something greedy in here.
The thing about Tiny is that in the past.
Oh man, what time is it? I'm asleep. Jeez. Okay, I'm gonna stay up for a while. I mean, got 2 more hours. Me at least. So we're up. We're up.
And a lot of players now know how to counter.
So yeah,
Tiny, they know to not just
it's good fun.
back in the lane. They know how to kite around it. So
it would tear up YouTube, especially because it's owned by Google.
if they're gonna have
they would definitely
the crux of their map movements. So
optimize their YouTube app like super well. I would think.
Then that could probably be OG's best approach into opening up the map for themselves, because you can't play against, you can't play for this.
This pick phase is the longest pick phase.
Yeah, definitely. Like Ember.
In the history of ever.
Yeah, he can be all of the playmaking that you.
It's been like 10 minutes.
If OG does want to go for something that's a little bit less greedy.
Yeah, Google's pretty shady. That's the truth. I think everybody's pretty shady though. Everybody's harvesting all that info.
Still unpicked.
They just won't show the gaming. It looks like we have a few more picks left, so the game should start here in a few minutes.
I would be very scared for them if they went SF here, honestly. I think there's a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to hide from technology.
Who can easily move to SF lane.
Or to hide from people, keeping an eye on you.
Pick because Liquid have last pick. They have the last pick off laner.
It kind of sucks.
So they need to show. I mean, if they need something that plays a little faster.
This guy's like in fetus position right now.
The problem is you don't.
I would be too. There's a lot of money on the line.
Ban out Beastmaster, Dead Prophet, because they are not the ones with the last pick. So like Dead Prophet could suit in easily, especially with the Tusk combination. So
getting some spam from Snapchat. I haven't used Snapchat in like months and months. Since the Halsey concert.
This one.
And this one is really rough.
where me and Miss Arcadia would just talk through Snapchat, but I was like,
Obviously, the key one.
we just text instead.
Masters, but
I guess I'm paranoid because I still don't know why my accounts are deleted.
Yeah, we've seen you, Rocky, played against RNG.
I'm thinking for a couple months. You think it's because of an alt? No, I don't think so. Okay,
because
you should
really strong laner.
their alts are
Going to be hard for
fine. I don't think they're against terms of service at all because I have alts. In fact, you can connect multiple email addresses in a single YouTube account. Because I have my Polybius email account, which isn't what I stream from, but I have that connected, and it's its own channel. 0 subscribers. I never use it for anything. It's just my email. But I decided to add it just in case. Our school put a video on if you can't multitask with screens, and we had to take one of these notes. We were multitasking with screens. Multitasking with screens is useful though.
A lot of these ranged offlaners have been banned,
I watched Red Mage Joe. I was watching for a little bit, and then Dota started. I was enjoying the rant.
On this camera, by the way.
Hey, what's up, Coco? How are you doing? How you doing, everybody? Who just joined Joe and Coco. By the way, I do want to Snapchat because of the funny filters like shocked and crying. I only used it because the GF basically used it for everything with her friends.
Which cleaves through all.
And of course I have a stream tomorrow now, so I should go shouts. Yeah. See you later, Joe. Thank you for stopping by.
There's a lot of wave clear for the spiders, but
good in lane.
But we do a lot in terms of moving around the map, like especially connecting her webs from whichever lane side of the map she decides to take over to.
Looks like the game is about to start. Let's start the show.
Slack Spurs for an interview with the coach of OG. It's Chavash. Thank you so much, Sheever. I am here with Chavash, of course.
Oh yeah, Coco. No worries.
Drafted. Looks like that Huskar came out, but they answered with.
Only work on it when you want to, man.
By that counter pick, do you think that might cause some issues?
No, only bro to make me nervous.
All right, doesn't make you nervous at all.
Just a bit.
Okay, just a little.
Wow.
Sitting right next to you.
He's an OG.
That brood mother last pick. Typically, coaches will go.
Understandable. Us females love those filters.
Are you worried in any way about
Stone Cold Giga Chat?
A bit.
Okay, hello. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if
Yeah, I wasn't big. I think I just was born too late or born too early for Snapchat. I think that became a thing like straight up after I graduated high school because wow, I kind of experienced high school without smartphones. Like the entirety of high school. And like 2 years of college, it was like the very first smartphone I ever had.
It's a bit left field coming out there from OG. Gonna be interesting to see.
I thought I'd join the stream to let you know. Okay, Coco, thanks for joining.
So they should know what to expect. Now, it's really aggressive. They've
I had a BlackBerry.
In comparison to that game one. So do you feel like the corrections here in draft are enough to kind of play this fast-paced game that Liquid has been bringing out?
This is still OG style draft, but it's a lot quicker and better in lanes.
I like that BlackBerry. It had a nice keyboard, which I appreciate.
If they lane it like that, I'm not sure how that lanes.
And I truly miss physical keyboards. And if they made a Droid 5,
One team fight to come out. Looks like ATF is not interested.
do you remember the Droid?
They might be more than happy to oblige with a level 1 team fight, but with OG's heroes,
Phone with the keyboard, little slide out.
for now, just with those brood mother stats, not
The
bad.
BlackBerry is sick, and then they just kind of blew it. They let Apple run friggin' rimshot all over them.
It's the one hero that frightens him just a little bit. It didn't react too much to it, but it is still very scary. And as you can see, Zai, 100% win rate overall here on the Brew.
Yeah, he's had a fantastic time with a lot of heroes.
Okay.
Again, yesterday we saw his Enigma take its first loss. It was on a massive.
Yeah, I had a Droid 4.
So Zai's just been kind of setting that pace. I'm more
And
interested.
then they stopped making them. I was gonna be a loyal customer for life.
Tossed up, that's a good start. Nick,
Yeah, I remember the Razer.
around as well. Boxy, he's very
The Razer, the original Razer, the non-smartphone one, but they really marketed
nothing right.
that thing to be like a smartphone, even though it really wasn't.
The end. How many batteries did they actually
I think the most it could flex on, like, it had a web browser. I think that was it.
Better going into those.
Which is perfectly fine of this, since there's almost nothing to lock him down.
Okay, sorry about that.
bot lane?
I don't know what happened there.
Can we no kind of jump in?
My bad, my bad. I should be back. Like, my stream crashed, but that happens ever so slightly sometime.
On here. I'm gonna reset the creep.
I'm in the green though. I have...
Let one creep through his bottom lane. ATF gonna take a fair bit of damage, but
Yeah, everything should be fine.
Yeah, he starts to drop.
An LG chocolate? Oh, dude, hold up. I gotta look that up.
You have a lot of early damage and slow is coming out.
Oh, man.
With a Husker and a tiny.
No, it was me, but I don't think it was my internet. I don't know what happened there. It was so strange. But,
Let's see, gonna see him get on top of this Husker.
yeah, I remember this. I didn't have one, but I think...
Get some prospects on CM with the
I'm pretty sure I had some friends who had this thing.
sure how this lane should go or what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
the top.
Wow.
Perhaps. We haven't really talked about that one at all quite yet. You can have Boxy there on that. In fact, hold that thought. That's a lot of damage coming out onto the Tiny. We can have a look at the top lane though. Boxy once again pulling it.
Yeah, I remember that. There was the, was it the LG Juke? Hold on. Do you remember this?
He's got it as well. Very nice play from Misha, but what a great shards out from Boxy. In the meantime,
Oh, it was a dumb phone.
I love the shards plays from Boxy. He's always got some kind of concept, some idea.
Best of the best awards. Oh, wow, I kind of want to watch this.
Yeah, they just.
I'd have to pause.
Boxy trying to get that build up, get the space they want for Zai. Uragame, he can kind of.
Sponsored by the Dumb Phone Finder.
Okay, the dumb phone finder. I don't care.
And instead of doing best camera, best battery life, best design,
Okay, Nokia.
will change. So when it comes
Let's see
to the
this.
lifestyle change category, we're going to start with the Nokia 110 4G. It is
Okay.
a very good device and it's very affordable. For $49, you get calls, text, and just
Okay.
the basics. You have some
Very
extra
basic. Hey, what's up, Curryhead? The Juke was your first phone. I remember the Juke.
I have plenty of
I love that phone.
details, but this device is very good.
Stupid smartphones. That makes sense. Yes.
Then we move to a cousin of it that has group text messaging.
Oh, look at this
The one that
chungus.
has group text messaging is the AGM M6. It's a very good device. It's
This looks like, yeah, it sure is rugged. It probably has like a 18 billion year battery life.
some critical updates over time. I like the device. It's rugged. It's very well supported, and it does have group text messaging.
Okay, group text messaging. Ooh.
Now, if you want to,
That's like the cursed thing ever. That's like the most cursed thing ever.
Dandelion, Daisy, or Orchid versions, they all have different features.
Nobody likes a group
So
text.
make sure to check out their
At least I don't.
That comes at $195. And then, of course, we get into the premium.
First phone was an iPhone 3G. Wow.
Either the first generation or the new generation.
That was back in the day.
They're essentially the same.
3G.
Although the only difference is that it doesn't have the BlackBerry protocol anymore. It has its own protection from the.
My very first iPhone was a 12.
Have the Light Phone 2, which is my personal device, is what I enjoy. But again, I want to emphasize this is a lifestyle change.
Okay.
This is not for the power user. Here, you're going to be using your phone less,
Should-
just for calls, text messages, and a couple of extra
Okay.
conveniences. The iPhone 2, I think it strikes the best balance for me because it has music. It
The
has
iPhone 2? I'm sorry, what?
text.
That's not the
very
iPhone.
Smart and feature rich, but it doesn't have apps.
That's pretty cool though.
Very delightful interface, and it's my.
I still have it too.
So that's Wise Phone.
Wise phone. I don't want to like spend too much time, but like I want to see what's listed here.
Again, the Sony MXP3. Rugged
That looks
device.
dumb. Power users. Here we go. The Cat 22 Flip.
It is a very basic.
Look at that
rugged
thing.
Flip device, but
That looks. That's Android.
services. It runs Android Go, so it's not going to have compatibility for
Android Go. Wow, I didn't even know a thing existed like
robust
that.
compatibility because you can find the apps on the Play Store. You can sign in with Google. You
Okay.
can sync your Google Calendar. There's no issues with this device.
Sheesh, I didn't know that this existed.
Price and the battery life is.
All right, what's
compatible
next?
Internationally, you have a European model. You have an.
That's
Asian
dumb.
Enjoy it. It feels good in the hand. It has a camera, very advanced.
Okay, no Razer, no Juke, no chocolate.
When you're in.
I should have disliked it, but I'm not going to.
Feel too scared of trading. You can always run up with Insatiable as well, especially if Misha's dragged.
Lame.
And it's rude She can just kind of get on top of that NP if you're not careful.
Yeah, my first iPhone was a 12, and then I think I had an iPod that was basically like a phoneless iPhone, you know.
Very nice.
I had one of those that my mom found in Mississippi on the road. I gave it back to, she picked it up on the road and gave it to me, and I found out who lost it. Tried to contact the girl who lost it in Mississippi, and I was like, hey, you want your iPod back? I got no answer. So I'm like, well, mine now.
For both targets, maybe shove Uragi all the way back once more. Does give some room to go back for Misha, but it's all the way back to the base lane. Having to TP home, has to walk up with regen.
That was pretty lucky though.
Window for Liquid to still maintain that aggression up against OG here.
Finding a loose iPod in Mississippi.
Like a pretty good start for OG in the lane.
Now, before the iPhone-shaped iPod, there was the classic iPod, and those things were...
He really wants to get one water window.
They were something else.
They certainly are not.
They accompanied many road trips, many drives to community college.
For Amar and Uragi to kind of get that farm.
What if it was the wrong number?
To get that farm going,
That would be no good.
I think this Ember will be making all the space. I think the Huskar will be farming up. Fern will be ready to connect at any time. And this Ember has a really good game, so once he gets his...
Looks like Liquid's in the lead again a little bit.
...with his supports and cause havoc.
Yeah, I think that's the big one for OG. You have a lot of aggression that can come out. And in comparison to game one where you were farming a lot more, trying to get that build up on Lush, you're not as worried with Ember. You just need a couple of items up, and you should be good. Although
I mean, free iPod if you think about it. Yeah, it was. It was a free iPod. It was like pretty nice. The thing is, I might have sold that. I think I sold that actually. Because I had a Zune. I already was set, man. I had a Zune. And I didn't care what anybody said about the Zune. The first Zune, alright, it sucked. Version 2 was the Giga Chad of MP3 players. So good, so good. Had it was square-ish instead of like circle-ish. It had a brighter screen. It had a nicer UI in my opinion. And it had a radio. It had a radio built in it.
He can probably shift towards the brute lane, and the Fern doesn't have...
You don't see that much anymore. You don't even see, you know, phones with FM radios.
Again, we're already seeing him shoved away. He's really
Remember before Spotify when we used iTunes? I used iTunes briefly. I used Winamp. I was a holdout for a very long time. I don't even use Spotify anymore. I used to use Spotify for a while, but then like they started taking albums out of my library. Like they weren't available in my country, and I'm like, nah. I'm just gonna buy a hard drive and download the music that I want. That's what I did. I use Plex Amp now. Plex is the best. I love Plex. But of course, I just had to, you know, download all that music. Legally, of course, yeah.
Are enough to equalize the lane and just keep on farming.
Right.
Top two networks on the board right now. Easy, or rather, the left track, Mickey and Zai. So strong at the start.
Wonder if LOK's phone died.
They do get going, like you almost expect another side lane gank very soon.
Everybody's phone be dying up in here, man.
OG. Mickey just getting his own farm up. No rush for him.
My phone is just like right now starting to show signs of battery decay.
Fast 2-1 tower to be taken here.
The ever dreaded battery decay.
Ways of defending, though they are grouping up the fault lane. ATF in trouble once again as Matumba gonna move in, but there's a split team fight going on. Top lane, another fight going on as well. ATF's gonna be fine.
Okay.
The one to drop up at top. BZM able to secure one. Zai.
Alright, Thirsty, see you later.
The snap fire kill. Instead, he will be forced to try and run away from BZM, but he's gonna be just fine. OG, they do at least get a Tusk kill for their trouble.
Yeah, the more important thing is, now this tower would have already been dead if the Ember didn't go here. So it's gonna slow down the Brute, and it makes a lot of space on the map. If this Brute gets his tower too quickly,
go.
To mid, they'll take over the entire map.
Gonna lock down Tiger once again. No way out, surely. He'll toss away. Matumba, he's got so much speed.
He's dead.
really just there to make sure they can knock it out. Matumba Matt, able to pick
He did.
here on the Bloodseeker.
Yeah, you're feeling good in the blood. Matu's got a pretty free lane, Maelstrom being built up, Javelin already on hand. Bottom net worth of his own team in terms of cores, but he's pretty close to Zai and Mika's farm, which is almost kind of really out there. Just not contested, especially Zai outside of that.
LLK, where are you?
You mentioned that push potential coming out here, Celery. Top tier one still stands. So OG is still managing to find.
These guys are still.
A tempo coming out from
Get in here.
He does have the over corrosion up, and it looks like he is going to the Maelstrom. Is that all he's going to need? They are clumped.
Do you play Dota? Yeah, I do, but it's in like, you know, not too often. Whenever I start playing it, I really start playing it, but I haven't done it in I haven't played in a while. Probably around the same time last year is when I got to go into it again. Around the same international tournament.
They instead just killed a carry.
So, I kind of know what's going on, sort of. I mean, the patch changes kind of, throw some things around for a loop. I love Dota. I think it's a great game. I like multiplayer games.
Even though Liquid is off to a very good start, OG is doing good job splitting the map, just farming up their items, not worrying and trying to overreact.
I really like multiplayer games, like PvP.
And once his Huskar hits his armlet, I imagine they'll try to use that for the smoke and potentially into Roche if they get a pick up close to.
ZM, bit of harassment up top, but he's just kind of playing around with Zai here, just taking more spiderlings away from the brood.
Get the brood mother. That spider's kind of deadly. I'm happy to see brood mother as like a top pick for like a high profile game here. I used to play brood mother, and she's really good, but she used to be underpowered. Looks like she's OP now. It's okay, okay. I figured it might have been a timeout or battery drainage or some other such network disruption.
Especially on BZM, who is going to be kind of setting up and dealing with Broodmother's early timings with Maelstrom almost done. So for the side of Liquid, and it does feel like they're
oh, popcorn, nice.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
About this Ember, because they really want to help their brood.
Is it like extra buttery? I hope it is.
Mid lane, Avalanche will be out to try and dissuade them from going any further. And
yay, they're gaming.
back his way out just fine.
White cheddar. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna join you. I'm gonna eat popcorn too, right here, right now. Right here, right now. Right here, right now. I have caramel and cheddar, so here we go. Oh yeah, the popcorn butter is good. That's like the best. It's like oil.
This Huskar hero is very tricky. Usually,
very crunchy.
You don't know this hero that well like me. I think he has armlet. I guess it's time to go. But this hero is one of the quickest farmers with armlet.
Yeah, if you can find it. It's really good. They sell it at Aldi, I think.
You can close down the map.
It's like a blue bag.
He does want to use this Huskar.
Blue and white bag.
Either let him farm a lot right now, or we can move into the Roche. But it's looking pretty hard with how the map is set up.
Yeah, I mean, just the move.
Yeah, that buttery substance.
You're starting to pressure onto
the movie theaters do it best. They really slather it on. God bless them.
Stick around. In fact, there is some rotations coming in. You've got Meisha on the side. Just making sure they protect that tier 2 mid tower as you do have a Leshrac and a Broodmother on.
Aldi's where it's at.
Very, very quickly if you are Liquid.
You save a lot of money at Aldi.
Be satisfied with the Tiger kill.
Yeah, it's not the biggest in the world, but again, they're getting so much space out. They've taken over top jungle. The webs are all down. Zai can dance in that triangle. It's not somewhere that
wholesale's good too, but
does have wards watching, but
honestly, like
stack up as much and build the resources up.
For one person,
right now, Uragi is just kind of farming in the opposing.
It can be okay.
Anyway, and just trying to avoid as much.
Like I buy paper towels, toothbrushes, toothpaste, stuff like that. Deodorant, bars of soap.
That's really not having a nice time. It's just tiny. He's very.
I get that all wholesale, and it lasts me like 5 years. Trash bags. Get all that stuff wholesale.
kind of forced to man fight this one out, but there's surely no way. He will try with the line break, but it's going to be nowhere near enough.
Okay.
Able to secure the kill.
Extra butter, please.
EZM chains out Matamba. He's a big one, and they will find him. The Bloodseeker is going to drop his OG. Looking for a bit more. With the Mortimer's Kisses, they'll find Insania on that Crystal Maiden. That'll be
Liquid's looking pretty
trying to TP up
goofy right now.
with the toss in is going to work out in the favor of OG. It's Liquid. They do find one, but they give up 3.
I have the same box of trash bags. Yeah, they last you a long time.
Still having that
One big rule of that.
and just managing to know that Matu is really vulnerable now. Doesn't have rupture.
You don't have to buy it for a long while.
Kind of use their spells as well. They've got the opportunity to push off.
So that's my advice, like,
There's a bit of a split
you know,
up top from Zion, but not as
buy a whole bunch of that.
pushing down bot.
Also good for wholesale socks.
A bit more to get some more gold flowing their way.
That was a very cool move they did. They pick off the Huskar and Liquid.
Get really good deals on socks.
Bloodseeker's just farming the lane, but OG is just ready. They're not afraid. Their Huskar died, but they're just there. Snap doesn't even have 6 yet. He gets 6 from that.
Decent food deals too.
Super good for it to come back for them.
Mid lane, Nikkei.
If you're at a Costco, they have all kinds of stuff.
A lot of damage coming out, but the snow.
Uh-oh. Am I still live? Are we still live? We just lost the feed to Dota. I think I'm still with you guys, so hold on. There we go.
Foxy still trying, but they will eventually find him. It's going to be a 1-for-1. Zai needed to back off earlier on as he
Oh yeah.
deal with the whole side of OG. So it's just going to be a support for a support trade.
There we go.
Interesting. Saiga is not even trans.
It's a close game.
He was getting somewhat
Yeah, they can slip out and just like...
Bill instead and fully play around them.
There's some really close calls in this game.
Yeah, I think they realize they've got enough jump in.
There's like 1 million people watching this. Well, probably more on Twitch, but 84,000 people watching. Could you imagine? Could you imagine right now if my stream right here got 84,000 people?
Very true. We'll smoke up. Liquid. In they go. Foxy will front line. ATF. This is a big one.
It's mostly caramel left now because it's heavier. Falls to the bottom of the bag.
As well, and ATF is just gonna melt. No chance of survival for ATF.
Very scientific hypothesis.
Didn't even manage to arm the toggle. Good chain stuns coming out from the side of Liquid, and because of that kill, they have the security to force onto an objective. They've still got Aegis for 2.5 minutes here as well, but they're not even playing around with Mika. Just having Matu stand up front with the protection of his BKB.
Yeah.
Force OG to kind of make a choice. They're clumping around.
Okay, I don't get it either.
I feel like they might be. They could find a.
You gotta tell them that it's a scam, because it is.
You talked about the Fern splitting a lot. The Lesh adjusted his build a bit. He had the overclock first, but he went for the travels to deal with the splitting.
It's good. I can't eat too much more of it.
Good. Still grouped up. Mid lane BZM. Tiger. Misha, they're all there. Shard's gonna give it a bit of vision. Robsha immediately out onto the Ember, but he just finds to back his way out. Tiger and Misha still hanging around.
There we go.
Outside of vision. Instead, they find you.
Gotta hydrate oneself.
But the cookie away is going to be enough as Tiger makes the jump in onto Foxy, but Foxy he'll jump right back in onto that Tiny. It should be a 1-for-1, but they still have
$20 socks feel better.
on the Nature's Prophet. They even found me. Matamba, he loves these kind of team fights. Everyone just dropping low. He can rush forward every single time. And OG, they're still not ready with.
I mean,
The big thing for
at the end of the day, you could, you know, spend your money on what you want, but
9-second charge just not being utilized.
I'm a simple man.
So the next time around, if OG
I only wear one kind of t-shirt
huge window where
in the summer.
Matu is just going to feel too big. You're not going to be able to touch him.
It's a white t-shirt.
Going to be there. And Liquid, they just
And then in the summer, it's generally like,
putting this map on really well. They've got a 5K lead up.
you know, variety of
Try to use
shorts.
working towards the BKB.
It's really hot in the Ohio summer, so no need for jeans.
So close.
To be a simple kind of man.
5K advantage, 17 to 11, and we get to see this Husker work.
Yeah, I truly do dress like Hank Hill though.
He's still busy kind of trying to.
So it's either white t-shirt and shorts in the summer, or white t-shirts and jeans, and like a flannel else. Which is not summer. Whenever it's cold.
Where do you go from here? Is it really just the BKB? Is that it? As they look for more.
They are going to look for more top lane. Tiger is going to get caught. Matumba able to pick up his 4th kill. As in they go mid lane. Misha trying to cookie in. BZM, he'll join the fray, but can you...
So it looks like my Final Fantasy 16 reaction video is picking up.
BZM will run it away, so they continue to chase. The slow is there. BZM, how do you juke you out of this one?
Yeah, flannels, and I love flannel.
Liquid, they're going
it's the best.
They know how
everybody here in the Midwest wears flannel for good reason.
Having a great time, but Liquid realizes it's only the Ember. They do not have to be afraid of these other 2 cores yet. They didn't hit any timings. And this
At least in Ohio.
He's not big enough. Liquid is really high net worth in all their 3 cores.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I posted a video on it. It was just reacting to the trailer. There's a little tiny bit of gameplay. Not enough to satisfy me, but it was nice to see what they're going for. Which just looks like it's gonna be kind of like Final Fantasy 15, I guess. I'm not mad about it. In fact, I'd love to play Final Fantasy 15.
Through the BKB, they've got the rupture. Uragi surely can't find his way out. He'll get backed up. Into Misha they go now. Liquid, they won't keep going. ATF does show up. A buyback will be expended as BZM does at least.
Dang, dude. Liquid is killing it.
It doesn't feel like it amounts to much.
I heard the director of MMO Final Fantasy 14 is co-directing 16. Yoshi P. Yeah, if that's the case, then it's probably going to be a great game. Because Yoshi P saved Final Fantasy 14 after it was a big dud for a long while.
It doesn't feel like there's any big reason for Liquid
when it first came out.
Some buybacks. They haven't really taken
Free Realm Reborn.
Still does stand. So you still have a lot to go for in these lanes. Maybe wait out the security of next Roche.
I've been getting people to ask. People have been asking me to play Final Fantasy 14.
He will lose the Spiderlings. BZM even picking a Battle Fury now, just really trying
And I kind of want to check it out.
You can see how easily he
but I also don't want to like disappoint my Turtle WoW
Now they have a nice comeback.
friends.
All these spiders are stacked with the heroes. They just get a rampage in one slide.
10 is classic. 10 is really like a classic. The PS2 masterpiece. It was the first one to really have voice acting.
How about the other heroes though? Like you mentioned, it's only really BZM.
Amazing music, amazing atmosphere. It looked incredible. I mean, it was mind-blowing at the time. The PS2 was just insane. We didn't see anything like it before. You know, the only thing we ever saw anything like that was like Toy Story, where they spent like $1 trillion using like a computer the size of somebody's garage to make Toy Story. You could do that now in the palm of your hand.
Second Roche now, which is going to be a big timing. Pascal will have his BKB ready after that, but it's going to be hard for him to get impact even with this.
Oops, I got behind now. I'm caught up now.
They will just rupture him in the fight, and if they kite him a bit...
Curry says 7. 7 is... I think everybody can agree that Final Fantasy 7 is a masterpiece, but they don't... You don't have to say that Final Fantasy 7 your favorite Final Fantasy, like in the series. I think that's the most common consensus, is everybody loves 7, but there's not as many people who say it's their favorite, I guess. But everybody just loves it. It's really incredible.
They've been doing a good job splitting the map, so they're not falling behind that far on their course. The big trouble is this Tiny just never gonna have his blink. But if they can hold long enough with this Ember Battle Fury...
Usually because like Final Fantasy fans play them all and, you know, just kind of have one that they really like. Maybe it's the battle system, maybe it's not so much the story. I think the story in 7 was just spectacular. I don't know if you could beat it.
They've been contested for so long now, and Ozai keeping tabs. OG are smoked up. They will find the Brood Mother. That's how they'll get started. They haven't got so much damage yet, though. Zai, he's actually quite tanky.
Setting them up for a fight here.
With the remnant, but they've got another
Liquid's just donking on him.
does get ruptured up, and once again is gonna drop.
They're up 12,000 gold.
Feels like Tiger. He wants that blink up to be able to find some kind of toss back and make a comeback happen.
GG.
Any breathing
I think they get a third game. Oh, game 3.
He's just had a rough time, right? Like ever since going for that Veil, just trying to amp up the damage coming through, it's just completely counteracted by the pipes and that Wraith Pack coming out from Zai. The high ground doesn't take too long here too.
Liquid is not gonna give them any space to breathe. Just force everyone at least back in base and potentially just commit on this. They have really big timings right now. They have the Aegis.
Okay. This might be game.
the high ground once again. The tier 3 tower not going to last very long as the Tumblr's just hitting.
See what OG does.
Along with the ledge track, but a nice cookie. No, it's not going to land. Tiger
Nothing.
with the avalanche toss is there. Mickey falling low, but has
CM's doing her ult. They're moving in.
in the back line.
They get 1 kill.
Drop, so it might force Liquid.
Yeah, they're backing off. That was actually pretty good.
Still almost has 3 minutes of the Aegis up. So they can afford to do this and just wait out their
Oh, they're catching him in 4K. Dead. That was huge.
Oh boy.
Oh man. No buyback out in BZM either. So they can just again go back here, multi objectives from Liquid's end, and they have a full minute. They don't have to worry about their creep wave being cleared out, but they don't have to worry about the Ember just kind of looking for that back.
Look at this guy.
These softer targets and just try to melt them away. You do still have the chance for Yuragi to kind of, go to a lane and try to work it into.
It's like OG's warring up their jungle.
Bottom lane, here we go again.
I tell you, just try to take a Tylenol PM with the lemonade I got from Chick-fil-A earlier. OBS Studio disconnected. Reconnection successful. Why does that happen? OBS Studio. I'm gonna look this up. Sorry, okay. Let me see. I read that. I don't know. I might have crashed for a moment there. Did they do it though? Did they add the strawberry? And I thought they just got the order wrong and didn't end it. There's a thick glob of strawberry. Ew, man. Haha.
He's gonna be just fine.
For OGs that they didn't have to kind of expand in
that's gross.
Where even just going outside your own base is very annoying. Full ags up on Zai.
Let's see. I'm trying to figure out why my stream crashed.
So hard for OG to try to make something happen. Say if they wanted to smoke outside, it gets a lot tougher with just in the middle.
Yeah, this Lash picked up the Hex as well now. He has the Blink Hex, and the Ember realized he is the one that is having the free game. He cannot go too defensive, so he doesn't have anything for this Hex or for a Silence. So this might be getting close to the end. If this Lash can get a good jump.
Well, I don't understand. I don't know, it went down, but it came back up.
BZM, he's down for 90 seconds. Minute and a half without buyback available on the Ember. This could be it. He doesn't.
I don't know what's screwing with my local network, though.
Two racks is up. OG, they are trying
oh well.
to push the best they
We're back.
Can, but the creeps are still in their base. In fact, never mind. Backdoor will kick in. Liquid, they won't have the time to go up to the T3 yet, but Amar trying to fight Mickey. Has he gone too far? ATF, he's going to find Boxy. Onto Mickey they go.
Wow. Wow, OG gets the kill? Dang, if they come back from this, which they can... OG's dead. Not good. Okay, there's 2 left. One of them's Tiny, one of them's whatever her name is, I forget. Gadget. Gizmo, I don't know. So did your lemonade. Hey.
They lose some very good heroes. A solution. Buybacks are ready on the respawn of BZM though.
They're gonna try something. OG.
Okay.
See the buyback up from Yuragi. That's gonna be enough for them to back off. Rather Liquid, that is.
Bada bing! Ah!
To make some magic
Hey, Tony!
rid of its feel.
Bada bing!
Blink now after all. And this is what they need. With some potential good prospects, they still have a chance. You always have a chance until the game is over. So you just
Bada bing, bada bong.
try.
Yeah, look for
All
the
right.
opportunity to drag someone away. You've got the damage follow through to play with anyway. It does feel like your investments here onto
I should check my work.
can pay off now. Like they do have some good right click on hand. For Liquid, I mean, year 2.
Nothing came in yet.
Taking the tier 3 top. Do you reckon you try to force something here, or do you just wait for Aegis once more?
I think first of all, you don't want to give too much space to OG, so potentially just do a move to take back the top side of the map. They already have a nice ward.
You might want to refresh again, PB. LOK. I called you PB. I'm PB.
Right now, get a good team fight.
You're the LOK.
Liquid moving up. They're already in.
I'm the PB.
He's right out onto the support. In fact, BZM, he
Peanut butter and
Misha's already
peanut butter and jam. Green eggs and ham.
barely. No bashes from Matumba. But there's 2 down. Amar does not have buyback available. There's only 1 lane of barracks left in Liquid. They're going right for it.
Just nothing to stop him. BZM, he's got
It's almost 4. Wow. Okay.
not even a toss.
I'll probably go to 5.
No buybacks available. Respawns are short though.
Oh, BZM has been sniped by stop. This could be
Yeah, that's from Trailer Park Boys. Another top tier show.
surely.
If you've never seen Trailer Park Boys, it is like
Hoping Liquid may back off. But
like
Liquid,
gut bustingly funny.
such a dominant series so far for Liquid. OG, they've got 1 block.
Letterkenny too. If you like that, you like Letterkenny. Letterkenny's great.
Once again, the Snapfire is gonna melt. No
At least for the first few seasons.
now getting caught in front of his fountain, but they'll move back toward the T4. They'll see ATF moving in on this Husker, trying to find a way, but Zai's making it so darn hard to close the gap. In fact, he's even TPing towards the CM.
What? Oh wow.
They don't have
Oh yeah, dude, my mom did that too.
but Zai, he'll
My mom had food coloring and she would make me green eggs.
gonna drop to Matumba man. Zai,
Maybe possibly ham.
they'll toss him in.
I can't remember that part. But there was this one point in the 90s. I don't know if you remember this, LK. It only was for like maybe 1 or 2 years they had this. But Heinz made colored ketchup. Like they had purple and blue and green ketchup.
Liquid proving to be
Yeah, our moms were cool. I just saw my mom today. That was nice.
Really well. Synchronized so
It was a nice day. It was such a nice day.
very nicely, and Zai just managed to pop off really well in the Brood. They were no
Just like outside and everything.
from OG, and Liquid just play a clear game. For OG, I mean, this squad's come forward.
Liquid just destroyed him. GG.
New roster, expectations were kind of middling, then they go to the major, they win a lot of tournaments on their own. They've got a lot of promise, but for today...
Yes, the commercials on TV. Oh, since we're waiting.
OG played bad at all. I think both
Heinz
but the strategy
color ketchup commercial.
play the game.
Since we're waiting. Wait, this is the truth. The untold truth. Nah, I just want to see the commercial. I don't care about the truth. I already know the truth. It was gross. It was like unnatural.
New Heinz Easy Squirt Ketchup has a nozzle that makes it easy to draw. On food!
I remember this.
It's fun for your food.
Dude, they shouldn't be like making fun. I just don't think that like food should be all that fun, I guess. It just sets a bad thing, you know? It's just like, eat a bunch of sugar from Heinz, because this is nothing but sugar. It's good. I love Heinz. Dexter's Lab.
New Heinz Easy Squirt Ketchup has a nozzle that makes it easy to draw. On food!
They use the same voice clip. On food!
For your food.
But why would you get red? I'm sorry, why would you just get red? Hold up. We're watching some of these. What the Excuse me? This was in Austin Powers.
Want to go camping for breakfast? Introducing new Kellogg's S'mores cereal with
Wow. What?
pillows and marshmallows.
What?
Part of this complete breakfast. Kellogg's S'mores. All the fun of camping without the camping.
What? Yeah, the Austin Powers scene, that was a good one.
Where they come from?
Have you seen the Yoshi's Island ad where the guy eats the... Yes, I've seen that one. I've seen that one. That one's gross. That's when Nintendo did edgy stuff. I watched that on stream before. See, if you put toys with the food, that's not bad. I don't mind a Happy Meal. It's just like... You shouldn't make a bottle of ketchup a toy, because...
I wouldn't do that.
That's a one-way ticket to the Beatus.
Airhead's extreme.
Those poor chickens. I know. I didn't even like comment on how weird the chickens look. I was like going on a rant about something I totally forget already.
You did it again.
Watch out for that asbestos, kid. You're gonna knock it all down and get everybody sick.
Just like a real baby.
This commercial is wrong. This shouldn't exist.
Excuse me.
Yeah, you're...
Candy juice baby bottle pops. Bring out the baby in.
I mean, they were good. I like the baby bottle pop. The one where you flip over and like dip it. The fun dips. Do you remember the fun dips? Where you dip it in the crackly pops? Know what I'm talking about? That was a genius idea. That's me trying to park.
With even more flavor than ever.
Go-Gurt. I had a
Really gonna like it.
I had a lot of Go-Gurt.
Tasting Go-Gurt.
No
yogurt.
Back in the day, like for school. It wasn't nearly enough yogurt. I always wanted more. That's disgusting.
Check this.
That's grotesque. This is the 90s, man. The asbestos.
56 enormous levels.
These commercials,
Enemies, huge features, huge game.
you couldn't do this anymore.
Hoodlum havoc.
I miss this. Like, somebody give me like a time machine, okay? I'm gonna go back to 2002, 2003, whatever this year was. It just strikes me with nostalgia. Fun Dip. It did taste good, but wow, they're reminding us how strange commercials used to be. They were very strange. Now they're all like so sterile and bland, and they're terrible. Oh my god, I can't take it. I tried watching cable last week while I was watching the World Series playoffs.
Hey there, Hal.
And it was just awful.
Are those Eggo waffles?
Yeah, they are, Nigel.
Have we forgotten something?
And here comes Flat Eric looking for Eggos.
Here. Hey. Hey, wait. What are you?
Wow. It's
You've got serious issues, pal.
Eggo waffles.
who is that? Like, is that his brother? Why would you let a puppet boss you around in your own house? I would just, you know, light up the fire pit. Just deal with it. I mean, he seems to be sentient, but like, you know, I probably wouldn't throw a sentient being in a fire pit. That would be wrong.
This party stinks. And there's no candy.
Oh, dude, you know it's a party when the captain shows up.
You guys need airhead.
Basically turns you into crunch berries. Commercials are worse.
Free in special boxes. My Cap'n Crunch is the fun part of this complete.
They're even stranger now. Yeah, they're stranger now because they're just so stupid. They're just bad commercials. Like, you don't see this anymore. You don't even see Ronald McDonald anymore. That's probably a good thing. For the same reason that Heinz made ketchup a toy.
What? I don't speak dog. Glad I got this dog translator.
Dude, is this the Eddie, what was this? Oh, it's an Inspector Gadget toy.
Go gadgeting. There's one in every McDonald's.
Oh, Inspector Gadget 2. Wow, it's really strange, like, how
on May 30th. I have to find my
How you remember these toys, and it's like you don't know. I can't even name a single McDonald's toy now because like what the heck is there? You know, I don't know.
Monsters Inc. Walt Disney Pictures.
Let's find out what the McDonald's toys are. Hold on.
Finding Nemo, rated G. You can see it May 30th.
You were all like, whoa, and then we were like,
I know it's the adult Happy Meal, but
It's like he's trying to speak to me. I know it.
sure.
let's see. What are they coming out with? September 2022. The Cars. Okay. So they're still milking Cars. Have they made a Cars movie in the past like 10 years? I don't know, just mail him some other poor unsuspecting family. Chuck him in the fireplace.
Star Wars.
My dad collected me as like $3 of unopened McDonald's toys. Really?
Light up blade.
That's pretty cool.
Power of a true Jedi Master.
Probably worth something.
Electronic lightsabers.
I had one of these. Those were awesome. I always thought Harry Potter was the most boring thing ever. Sue me, okay? I fell asleep. It's an absolute snooze fest to me. This kid's doing it wrong. You gotta like not do what you're doing. You're gonna spill it.
Two good toys.
I'd be so mad.
Oops.
I told you you'd spill it.
Yes. Seconds away from the all-time score.
What is this game machine?
I've got honeycomb.
Honeycomb?
Oh, it doesn't matter what the game machine is. This is about honeycombs.
Honeycomb! Single file, please.
Crew, that's awesome. They'd probably be pretty valuable. I don't know. They have adult Happy Meals, and I have no idea what that is. I don't know either.
Honeycomb cereal is part of this.
I won't opine on that too heavily.
You say one for the trouble, two for the time. Come on, y'all, let's.
When's the last time you saw a Jolly Rancher commercial, guys? Never? Maybe back then? Maybe this was the only time they ever made a commercial. Does this make you want to buy a bag of Jolly Ranchers? Not really. I don't like Jolly Ranchers, actually. I think they're way too... They're way too, thick. I usually like thick. But, Jolly Ranchers is, like, too syrupy. PB Waffle Crisp was so good. But oddly enough, it smells like antifreeze. Oh, no, I don't eat that. That's, I mean, that's no good. Waffle Crisp. I don't think I've ever had Waffle Crisp. I've had honeycombs.
Marked boxes of Kellogg's Fruit Loop cereal. Still a colorful part of this.
I remember this. They took Toucan Sam's colors away. They took a... They made him into a 20s Steamboat Willie. Safari Sam.
So many delicious pieces.
I have a bag of Jolly Ranchers that have been untouched since February, so... you know, they're probably still good. I bet they're still good, but, yeah, I don't think they're good to eat, you know? I just don't... I wouldn't eat them. I'd be like... I'd take them to the nearest office and I'd be like, here, put this in your candy bowl, the one that nobody ever eats from, because I don't want these anymore, and throwing them away seems like a bad waste. I don't ever, you know, walk into random offices or anything. Just wouldn't do that.
Here's a tasty trick. New pizza.
Dude, everything had pizza flavors. This was sick though. He's not even on a skateboard, but this was like, this should show you how big of like skateboarding was in the public zeitgeist in this year. I want to say Tony Hawk Pro Skater Underground came out.
More in the middle.
Let me see. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater Underground.
Whoa, neon.
That came out in 2003. So yeah, I was The memories are flooding back because I remember. I'm starting to remember this year more and more vividly. Yes. Let's see how we are on the Dota. Just real quick.
Trying to find that success, and like they have had incredible success.
They're still picking.
Aegis.
You ready? I'm ready. Here we go. It looks like we're ready for game number 1.
Oh. Oh. Wait a minute. Are they banning? Are they? We're gonna figure it out here. Here we go.
Oh, hello. Suns fan here with Cinderin, and we got my boy Celery here from Game and Gladiator.
Celery.
Who, I don't believe you talked about this in the previous cast, but you'll be donating.
Let's see. Dude, they even had a commercial with a tiny skateboard to use with your fingers. Oh yeah, Tech Decks.
Legit human being. Animals are better.
Even Spyro the Dragon had a Tony Hawk skateboard section. You're right.
He's an animal.
You are correct. I remember that. Metal Gear Solid had one. Skateboarding was so big.
Very important match.
Oh man.
Team left.
And then skateboarding is not really a big thing anymore.
Going at each other.
I heard roller skating was coming back, but I don't know.
Inside the Chinese region, just internally, I want to say the last...
Comes in cycles there.
Maybe. Most of the time, Aster has been one of the juggernauts, and then when they've come on the international stage, they've kind of failed to produce the same results that they have back home. So in a way, the fact that Aster have, you know...
Oh, this is the last set of games for the day, and then I think there's going to be a couple days off in the last Dota match. Actually, we're going to figure that out, because it would be really nice to stream that. Dota 2 International.
They're feeling in the zone today. But if Aster prepared well, maybe they use the rest. So
Okay, so Liquid versus...
You were Aster in this instance.
Okay, so Aster versus PSG.
Beforehand?
Didn't even play. Yeah, no, I don't think that's a good plan. I think you should chill. Just be ready when the game starts.
We get to see
Okay.
Beast, who has been banned
There we go.
every game for the most part. Is he still as strong as we thought he was, or is there a reason he's getting through?
Well, he was very good yesterday when you had Ace play it, that's for sure. That was a pretty standout performance from him in that game.
Okay, what are we looking at? Oh, yeah.
Twice?
Comes and goes like bell-bottom jeans and tie-dye. I'm clearly an old soul. Truly kids are wearing bell-bottoms around here now. That's interesting. That's actually interesting to hear, LLK.
This hero doesn't...
Bell-bottoms. I mean...
It's almost impossible to pick lanes.
It's weird how I mean, it's not really weird. It's kind of like expected to have these older decades romanticized in the future, like, or in the present, you know, like the 70s or the 60s.
Actually, it was Sven Lena as well.
So, I don't know. It's strange.
Disruption into LSA.
Bell bottoms.
Immediate Ember pick, despite the demonic purge being able to purge the
tie-dye's cool, though.
To be playing into the...
I think tie-dye will never go out of style.
I think they're going to hold it the whole way until the end, or...
Stranger Things, really?
Like the matchups you see are enough.
Really?
The Shadow Demon Lena, I'm pretty happy as Primal Beast for now, as a core. Do you think there's any concerns?
So is Stranger Things to, like...
Right, if you're locking it in like that.
Is that show responsible for a lot of what Zoomers are, like, doing these days?
For the most part, if you play it well.
Because, like,
of the primal, they don't have last pick, so they'll probably hold it till
they're all dressing similar.
They'll just see if they put it offlane on 4. I'm not sure if they've run it on 4 before, but Zinq seems like a guy that would enjoy this hero.
He played Spirit Breaker earlier today. It's like the same hero, just fast.
I don't even know how to describe the style.
Quite global.
Not quite.
Yeah.
Stranger Things, I believe, is responsible for almost all the clothing trends right now.
Beast doesn't actually speak a language.
And girls having shaved their heads.
Do you know who wins the charts? Though?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, that's a great.
Yeah.
Primal wins. He's
really.
It's because his thumbs just to the ground.
I don't even know like what the clothing trends are called these days. Like I just know that they all look very similar.
Really realistic in that way. That's true. Yeah.
Like the makeup too.
Silencer being taken out along with the brew and Lifesteal.
Very distinct makeup.
Had a bit of a resurgence here at TI. well, I feel like the most part of the year it's been kind of ignored.
Do you feel like this is
I've never seen Stranger Things.
this kind of a tell that they
Is it good?
to be a core? I'm assuming this is one of the better matchups against Primal. You have Rage against Trample. Primal generally gets very tanky, so Feast becomes valuable later on. And I wouldn't say Lifesteal is a particularly good hero against Ember, right? So it does seem like they're maybe trying to set up for that, or that Lifestealer maybe counters LGD are planning for second phase.
It does look like they're planning for it to be offlane right now. They could just still keep it open, but there are not that many post fours they would probably want against this SD Lina combination. So it would make sense if they just pick some hero like a Tusk in the second phase, and they don't want to leave it till last. Then most of these heroes will be banned.
Speaking of force, there's a couple of really popular heroes that have been totally ignored here. Both Nyx and Marcy getting no love.
Marcy fully ignored.
I only saw the first season, and it was really good, but for some reason, I couldn't get in the second.
Interesting to see Aster.
Now there's a third. So is the third is the last, right? Because I think that just kind of ended over the summer. Are they gonna do a fourth, or is that the final season?
Perfect for this player, like as a stereotype, right?
It made me fall asleep, like you said about Harry Potter.
It's a bad matchup.
Yeah, they got the chance.
I know the type. Like, I bet I would like the first season too, because it does sound interesting from what I've heard about it. But you know, later on, you know, shows either go really good or kind of like mediocre pretty fast, like right after the first season if it's good.
There, they can set that up. Something I feel like I've been noticing over the...
By the way, I have a few good scenes I like from Harry Potter, but other than that, I agree with you. Thank you, thank you. It's not that I don't dislike Harry Potter. I'm not like a Harry Potter hater.
And also have the scaling.
I just can't get into it. It's like, oh, magic. Oh, big magic school. Oh, flying owls with letters. Oh, just like, give me an ambient instead. Just it might take longer. I could be more productive.
And Lina can find moments around the map.
And I don't know if season 3 is the last season or not. I lost all interest. Okay. I'll have to keep my ear to the ground there. You don't want to go to magic school? I would go to magic school, but like, I'd rather go to like, I don't know, Jedi school, you know? Not that I'm like a huge Star Wars fan either, and on the whole. I like Star Wars video games more than I like the movies, but I do like Star Wars a lot more. The only scenes I like from Harry Potter, when he makes the ant float up like a balloon after she makes fun of the dad.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what we were thinking.
Was that the first one? That sounds like the first one.
Pretty decently, even if you try.
Lord of the Rings is great. Lord of the Rings is a masterpiece.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually. That's the interesting part where
I watched all 3 of those pretty much with my friends a couple winters ago.
Inside dynamic there for gaming.
Over like a week. It was awesome.
Pango come out and Aster will save their carry pick for last. This is usually if you.
Yeah, it sounds like the first, because I slightly remember that scene, because I remember when Harry Potter fever was going off like crazy, and I was, you know, I was into Pokemon at the time. So it was like anime versus Harry Potter, and Harry Potter is boring to me. So it's like, people are like, oh, I love Harry Potter, this book is incredible, and the movie hadn't come out yet, or it just like came out, but it wasn't on VHS or DVD yet. I haven't seen the Hobbit movies. I haven't seen that. I heard they weren't as good as Lord of the Rings, the trilogy.
That much recently,
but the trilogy is a masterpiece. I think that's better than Star Wars. The original Star Wars, even. I like the original Star Wars, though.
Really? Because LGD obviously.
Anyway, I was going on against something.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time the
Harry Potter. Oh yeah. So yeah, it was Harry Potter Mania back in 2001, something like that.
Most of the time it's about who adapts.
And everybody was like, "You got to read this book." And I read the book, and I'm like, "What about it? What about this book?" I read the book. I didn't like reading fiction as it was, so maybe I just got off on the wrong start.
When I look at this Aster draft,
but I did not get anything from it. I know it's like the first year, whatever. If that was the first year, then I don't want to read like 3 more books to have it finally get good, because I hear Harry Potter gets a little bit more interesting around book 4.
It should just be Carrie.
Probably Carrie, I think.
But
Weird,
I'm not invested.
into whatever the hell he's doing this year.
I mean, you might buy it later. It is a pretty cool Ricky game if it gets on top of any of these backliners.
Smokescreen is pretty.
I love the OG Star Wars too. I can't watch the new ones. Yeah, I cannot watch any of the Disney ones. The Hobbit movies aren't as good as Lord of the Rings, but if you enjoy Lord of the Rings, you'll enjoy the Hobbit movies.
Safe lane, but I don't think I've seen that a single time.
I have to do that. I have to watch them. Gonna knock those out there, I think.
Because you could compensate for Ember's lower levels by giving him Empower.
I'll have to find some time.
There's like any world that this Ricky is not safe lane and Ame's playing Ember, there's not, right? Like it has to be Ame on the Ricky. There's definitely
It's been a minute since I've watched a
that gives Aster quite
movie in full. The last movie I quote unquote watched was the first half of the new Monsters movie.
For this draw and SD, I imagine they paired with.
Which I was really enjoying, actually.
It might destroy this lane.
Agreed. I read the first Harry Potter for points in school. Couldn't move past that. It was painful. I watched the first movie too, and I was like, "This is like okay, whimsical here."
see a game where I'm like,
and then like I don't know.
Like he either sucked or he crushed, you know?
It just went downhill from there. Yeah, there's a new Monsters movie. Yeah.
It's either gonna catch on and more teams are gonna pick it, or it will literally never be picked.
You know who directed it? Rob Zombie. You know what the rating is? PG.
I think it is. I mean, surely. I'm pretty sure it has been picked in groups, but I want to say it's been less.
It's really good too. At least everybody was trashing it. Like if you go into Rotten Tomatoes and look up the new Monsters movie, people are trashing it. But then again, I've only seen half of it. But the first half, I was really loving how cheesy it was. Like I was just like really enjoying it. I like the Monsters more than Addams Family. I think I like the Addams Family a little bit more. Oh, Monsters Inc. No, like the Herman Munster and all those guys.
Part of your plan, did you expect them to grab that instantly?
I like both though. They were great shows, classics. Yeah, Rob Zombie. That's his note data. They're crashing again. Okay, no, we're fine. Yeah, give it a try, I would say. And happy 4 a.m. Eastern, everybody.
For us to make a draft like this, we obviously would have some sort of strategy against it, and we can't reveal it for obvious reasons as well. But you know, sometimes it's all about picking the lesser person, so to speak.
I see, and a very.
I'm still looking up a little issues for the OBS thing.
Absolutely not.
All right, well, we'll see if it works or not here. All will be revealed. Many points on this one as we throw it to our casters.
Thank you, Sir Action Slacks. So yeah, they did not see the Ricky coming either. Can't say that's too big of a shot. I mean, we did say that they've played a lot against each other, so this is
okay. Let's see.
Hiding. And
I've got another 50 minutes or so.
And you know me, when we see a weird hero like this, I'm gonna probably talk about it for the next 15 minutes or so.
You're gonna obsess over it for 60 minutes, and then we get 5 neutrals, and then that's the one thing that will get you more excited.
That is very accurate.
Ricky has a tendency to not go 60 minutes, though. This hero is not really a late game. I mean, actually, he is.
Hopefully, we'll get to see like a game of this, and
but generally speaking, because of the nature,
maybe 2.
Usually either crushes and takes over the game, or he falls flat, and you kind of get crushed a lot of the time on a professional level. So. I'm very interested to see this hero.
Okay.
And I also gotta say, I'm a bit surprised to see Ame be.
Anyway, before that, I haven't really seen any new movies.
Ricky. So.
Maybe the new Jackass. Did that come out this year or last year?
Understandable. Yeah.
Jackass 4.
priority experience.
forever. Yeah, it was this year. I watched that.
Cover it a little bit because we can talk about whether that's going to work in this game or not. Most Rickies,
That was
when played as carry, will go for
Yeah.
Fusel Blade into either Manta or BK.
certainly a Jackass movie.
You can consider two paths with either Basher, Ags, where you play around teammates, or you can try to go something like Scotty and really make yourself very strong with the Manta.
PB, you must watch.
I feel like the primary purpose of LGD picking this hero and what they're aiming for is to have a carry that just breaks up the fight
Typo?
and makes the supports uncomfortable, right?
Mr.
Goal is to
Harrigan's phone. Let me look that up.
Piranha and just kill them, force them to buy force staffs, and then in case they get force staffed away, they have the glimpse to bring them back. Ricky is going to give that vision for why to really get a lot of value out of Disruptor. So, yeah, very interesting stuff. And
This September 2022. Is this still in the theaters right now?
earlier today, we've seen heroes like
Oh, it's a Netflix thing. Never mind.
different.
I'm gonna have to download this.
Just go Battlefield Farm.
I would love to see that, actually.
Okay, okay.
I'm just saying, like, if he actually commits to this build, he
The
might.
build for a while, I don't know how long ago this was.
Oh.
What, Battle Fury into Ags, right? Eventually, like maybe third item Ags.
Yeah, I think so.
But since they, again, this is kind of old changes, but we haven't seen Ricky, haven't really gotten to talk about it, but Diffusal now
All right, let's see the better team here.
a lot cheaper. A lot of people
Let's see. Is it like a horror movie?
which I think he was initially,
What's this?
has completely dropped off, and we're gonna see this game if it was a good pick or not. But I mean, in theory, like we talked about, Smokescreen, this game is
Let's go. It's a spooky. Oh, okay. I'm reading your message now. Spooky suspenseful movie of Tuesdays with Maury.
this hero, but we'll
Has great life lessons though.
XXS eyeing up the
It
roof.
sounds interesting.
Another hero, and then he's not eyeing it up anymore. So 2-for-2 trade, pretty standard. Both teams are covering their
Okay.
safe lane halves of bounty runs. And yeah, let's have a look at what Ricky's facing.
I don't have a Netflix account or anything, so I have to download my movies from.
This time around, going to be playing against Pango Mirana.
Wow.
Not a very traditional Mirana pairing, right?
Doesn't matter where I get them from. I just get them.
So Boboka has to more or less do it on his own. If he wants to gank mid, there isn't something like Astral to set him up from an OD, which would be classic. It's Lina, so both heroes kind of want the setup. So I think Boboka has to do a really good job here to find major impact on Mirana early on.
Major impact. That should be my like rap name.
Just fine here farming, and then in the top
Either that or White Noise.
Primal Beast. Celery thought that Primal Visage was going to take over this lane. So with that in mind, maybe Aster a little bit worrisome how the lane's
Considering my emails from Warner Brothers threatening illegal actions,
versus the Ember Spirit.
those are those are a bunch of hot air. Okay, although your ISP will pretend to care, and they might like throttle you until you call them or whatever. Because I had to do that last summer, or like this summer, I mean.
Safe lane for quite a while. And he's gonna get jumped on by Jin Q.
I was trying to get the
Major impact. That could be like my
before he got there.
alter ego.
A lot of damage though.
Bit of damage.
Rap alter ego. Like I'll make one album as White Noise, and then one album is Major Impact. One will be way heavier.
These heroes in the dire safe lane, both 3 armor.
White Noise will be speed rap.
Glimpse back on good damage. But why? He's the one taking the brunt. Sucker blocks him as well, and why he does use his health salve and lives, but it gets instantly canceled. So a lot of economic damage here on the side of Aster.
I think what Boboka should do now is go.
Economic damage.
Ricky and Disruptor have 0 tangos left, so if this courier delivery fails, I think they can start winning the lane on harassment. XXS on that Tango will be able to sustain quite a lot longer with Tango against these heroes, and the stick that he's going to get charges on every time there's a Blink Strike, every time there's Tricks, every time there's Thunder Strike. Very great stick lane here. Both of them obviously running that immediately in these heroes. Disruptor apparently ferrying out 2 mangoes, so they're not even sending down a Tango pack.
I mean, we should also mention, since we don't see a whole lot of Ricky, but his base regen is kind of crazy. I think is it 5? That's 8 right now.
He has a Black Bear.
Okay.
So when the Black Bear dies,
Let's see what's going on.
Now the extra one from the, so it's 5 base. 6 is still really
Still really early game.
armor as well. So
this lane is predominantly going to be in the in their tower, I think. So I believe Ame will be sitting on the 6th region most of the time, but now Boboka has opened up the big camp.
onslaught onto Siamese Cat here on the Shadow Demon. Jin-Q using the new set for Primal Beast. The light armor. You would think that would add a little bit of extra damage to his
Oh man, the sleep is kicking in, guy.
most games. So
You said you took a Tylenol PM there, right there.
3 for the
Okay, because I'm staring one down too.
pretty close with 15-2. So kind of what we expected.
Extra strength.
To the original conversation with how much roaming potential each side has. So they ganking it. Right? Swashbuckle, and that ends up being first blood. It's one way of XXS. And
That'd be nice. 'Cause I woke up so dang early.
You don't have tangos for a minute
Uncle Ricky, he might have said Uncle Ricky.
so much that you're killing right
There's so many weird names.
for much in the way.
Oh, Riki.
So
Riki is the little guy's name. The little
get that on XXS. He's also going to get
I don't know how to describe him. He's just like
opting to.
all of their characters look like the drip right now. Well, Ricky is one of the characters. Uncle Ricky is funnier though. I think we should just pretend that he said that.
click is enough from Y, so big kill for LGD here in the middle.
I'm Uncle Ricky.
Great way of taking advantage.
Uncle Ricky Martin.
It gets the full refill and comes
Dun
straight
dun 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 dun.
That's a possibility. Punishing Ori in that lane. Looks like Tango's going Vanguard, by the way, to answer that my own question from earlier.
Usually take 2.
Good item against the Visage.
When are you supposed to take him before bedtime?
Wonder if we're going to see him build the full Crimson.
Yeah, possibility. Not the most common item.
I'm reading.
It is nice for... I think the logic of buying items on Pango that protect Drow is pretty sound in this game. I think
Okay.
for Aster to find success in the later portions, this Drow has to have some sort of freedom to stand her ground and not just get
This doesn't tell me when to take it.
by Ember.
Slot in with the trample.
Just says to avoid high humidity and excessive heat,
Much as that's going to lead to another kill on the Shadow Demon.
which
Jin-Q now getting kited.
might be hard for me.
Does he have actually enough damage here as a pause comes out? All right, what the horse happens now, Cinderin? Do they get the kill?
Let's see.
Beast.
So Mane does not have multi-shot. Jin-Q does not.
Uncle Ricky gonna peel his cap black, blue.
Okay. There's 2 Visage.
Oh, Kevin Hart reference.
I said if he would die or not.
Okay,
I don't think I know that one. I don't know a whole lot about Kevin Hart, really. I know who he is.
Yeah.
He's a comedian. He's in movies and stuff, but I don't think I've seen like many of his movies.
The Shadow Demon now. Actually, it's only the first death for Siamese Cat, actually.
Yeah, I think overall.
It's 3 a.m. Aren't you gonna sleep?
Happy
Yeah, whenever it's my bedtime.
Primal Beast and trading support for them should be just fine.
Hey, if you need to get up, it's fine. Just turn on space. No, I mean, I gotta wait till
Okay, not to interrupt. I'm
5 at least before I start getting ready for bed.
We're going to restart this thing. It's been a while since we've done this. What the horse happens here? Jin-Q lives. Jin-Q dies to Monet.
Right now,
Dies to Siamese Cat.
work is slow.
Shadow Poison and 2 Visage Illusions.
Slow.
He dies to Mane, though.
He dies to Monet. Okay.
Yeah. One more hit, the Visage Illusions are going to attack as well. Alright. Maybe that's what
It does? I did not know that. And Lord knows it's humid in my state.
Very important, of course.
But I have my AC going. Oh, it's probably just some like...
But in terms of a...
It's probably just some like...
Overall.
You know, legalese. Like, don't throw this in an incinerator.
Confident, right? They last picked it.
And like, don't expect to get your money back type of deal, you know?
The good news...
Or like leaving it in your car or something.
Her own Lina, right? Which is very... It's going to make Ori's game a lot stronger if he goes some sort of
ASMR.
build that we've also seen with the Ags burst. I think he should go a physical route probably with Drow.
Oh, he's in Jumanji, the remake?
You do have SD for the defense, so I think it's a solid
Oh, man.
but it's also dangerous. It's one of those...
If it's good, then I might take a look at it one day.
You're playing against Ricky, Primal Beast, and Ember, and they've used their mobility. You just crush them from...
I can't keep laughing at the guy saying, what the horse?
dead. You're kind of fighting for your life from the beginning of the fight, so...
Uncle Ricky.
I think it's...
My grandma's still up watching TV, and it's on like 30%.
On Ricky, he already did get the Ring of Health that you're...
30%.
Will he actually turn this into
What?
Or is that too greedy?
I don't know.
Again, Diffusal is a lot cheaper than in years past when Ricky.
Okay.
From the perspective of why else would you buy a Ring of Call? Right.
To live.
He already has really good base HP regen. He has good armor, and he's playing against a lane that's not that strong. So I don't know if he needs the ring for just for sustenance in the lane.
So this is taking place in Singapore, and I know a little bit of Singlish.
See, so here's the thing. He got this
Wow.
block there.
Wow. Eh.
Yeah, that's
All right.
That's a factor we didn't.
That's enough of that.
When you say we, you mean you. You did not.
I don't trust taking anything that's been in a card during the day.
Good damage. He might actually.
Yeah, that's not the best thing to do for sure. I don't like remakes, but I promise it's hilarious. Send you a clip. Okay, yeah, I'll take the clip. I'd like to see like a.
That would have been option D.
Cause they probably won't watch it anytime soon, like the actual movie. I'll take a clip though. Oh man.
Searing chains, not available here, but Ori will drop nonetheless. There's nothing to say with the sleight of fist.
Oh, and he's even going to get a regen rune here for his troubles. Just needs to wait until the shadow poison runs out, and they can pop it. They could.
This is volume 30%.
You see this rune be picked up by the. He did have a ward on it, so Pichu shouldn't be too surprised.
Has made the trip over as well, and he's hungry for some Shadow Demon disruption on himself. But this is gonna just delay the inevitable here as another.
What you watching? Anything? Any good movie?
Pavolka's here as well, but they don't have enough lockdown.
No arrow.
As Ori was not, he's not quite level 6, so.
They don't. Oh, they killed the courier. That's no good. It's a close game so far, though.
Because this top, I think this top lane went better for Aster.
Singlish.
Monet being level 6 now against level 4. Vis. Close to level 5.
I have a really good friend in Singapore.
A full level advantage.
I don't get to talk to her nearly as often as I used to.
Possible. Yeah, they're getting a great angle here, Monet.
Inside the kinetic field, all he can do is pop that multi-shot, and it looks like.
But she's super cool.
But back with the glimpse, and Monet falls to the ground as PSG LGD get another valuable kill.
Yeah, that's what happens when Shadow Demon has already rotated mid. He's not there for the immediate cover, and.
Nah, just soap operas and stupid love movies. Sad. That's no good. Anyway, she taught me Singlish, or at least a little bit of it.
Once in a while, there's going to be some sort of dinosaur bus just driving by and killing your SD, and it's like, oh well, whatever, you know. He'll go bottom for now with a dust. So looking to gank on his Drow minute 7, a classic play we see all the time.
I wonder if she's up right now. She's never been in my stream or anything. She knows that she's in my Discord for.
Such an early tower. They didn't have a siege
for
there's just no resources.
Oblivious of Arcadia.
Hold on to this. Now we got the searing chains. Ori's in a lot of trouble, and there's the trample on.
But she's just busy. Also, like Singapore is.
Laguna Blade was used, but
right now I think it's like.
So
I don't know. Oh, could be either 4 p.m. or 5 p.m.
At the bot lane, though.
So far, their gank timings have been pretty pristine, right? Not only have they been successful.
It's like the entire rest of the day away.
2 out of 3 kills, I believe, have been exactly around the power rune timing. So nothing to say. Got the 6-minute regen after the first kill or the second kill, and now he got the illusion rune top after the 3rd kill, minute 8. So very, very good rotation, especially from GQ here on that primal. And Faith Beyond, because of the kill they found top beforehand, is level 6, so you can kind of leave him alone here. Not many heroes that want to stand against Visage in the Dire team. Shadow Demon doesn't enjoy it, Mirana doesn't enjoy it. Tango can.
Yeah, I took the Tylenol PM as well.
The Vanguard, maybe you just mark XXS.
I'm hoping
possible. And nothing to say. Going to the high ground here on the.
I'm hoping I get to sleep for like 8 hours tonight.
But the LSA is not going to be able to hit, so he just walks away.
Which is a very, very rare thing.
A little bit of miscommunication there, missing the swatch.
Disruption, but the sleight of fist to buy some time, and the remnant away.
For me, at least.
Okay. And that.
Oh man, when I was younger though, I could sleep in like nobody's friggin' business.
He said the Vanguard now online is Monet.
Just sleep the entire day away, man.
With the tricks of the trade from Ame, Kinetic Field's going to keep him in place.
It's funny how that works out. Once you turn 30. Can't sleep for more than 6 hours.
Going away. We're gonna see a Laguna Blade used in the middle of the jungle.
It's 4 in the morning for me.
He needs to be called.
Eastern time zone.
Chill, get away. It'll TP in with a bit of a
4:40 or 4:20 too. 41. Whatever.
think it is?
Nothing.
That is correct.
It's early though. It's an early in the morning. Thank goodness we have some esports to cover.
I mean, ultimately, you will turn this Ring of Health into an abyssal, right? But it's quite...
Okay, it's like super late game.
It's quite far away. I have to say, I love...
If we didn't have esports, we'd have commercials.
Exclusively as support. I cannot explain to you why this Ring of Health is that valuable that you must buy it. Maybe there's some sort of logic to how you're able to farm when you're not laning, like if you can sustain better in the jungle, or...
Alright, Wolf. Thanks for joining.
That he needed it. I think now that
I appreciate it.
didn't really feel necessary. I don't know.
Shut eye. Same difference.
Instant disruption as Jin Q looking on the sideline for the bigger kill on Monet.
We'll see you later.
Pulverize is there. They're going to be able to get the support right off the bat. The trample comes in. I think the gust actually missed here from Monet. He's going to get glimpsed back, and that is going to lead.
Thank you for the like as well.
Although it goes to Y. Either way, PSG LGD going to be very happy with this.
Yeah, they're going to still have their static storm intact, and Pulverize obviously a super short cooldown. So this support duo now of PSG LGD has insane playmaking potential. Static storm 90.
I like covering esports because
easily 32.
I don't have to pay attention like all that much. I just talk with the chat,
They're very good at
tell stories,
also the Lina, I think they would
talk about the old days of Blockbuster and Radio Shack and
say. I don't think there's any limitation.
Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
The defensive possibilities that Aster have through the means of Moonlight Shadow, if you just cover that with
You know.
the Shadow Demon Disruption, most of the time will just set up a static.
Oh, you see the clip. I'll take a look.
You've got to be really, really careful as Aster now with how you play the map.
We'll take a look at it right now, actually.
XXS still in the mid lane.
Okay, this is what I'm good at. Playing video games. It's what I do. It's literally the main thing that I do. Play a game like this, there's going to be levels. In order to finish the game, you got to complete all the levels.
Okay, I've just remembered that it might not be the best idea to stream a movie clip because of DMCA, LK. I will watch this right after the stream. Sorry, I just I was like, oh crap. Movie, I was just like, it went right off of my head. Yeah. So, thanks for sending me. I'll watch it after the stream before I go to bed. Yeah, it's a fine line. I don't want to, especially movies. I think movies are what I fear the most. Like you could talk over music and kind of like, you know, obfuscate the copyright analysis, but movies are much harder.
LGD, shocker.
Yeah.
First of all, they have a slight gold lead, and
yes, of course.
I don't think the.
Okay.
I think this Ricky.
They found the hidden totems.
Pretty polarizing hero, but with the start that
It's got a fight. Early game fight. Mid game fight.
Allows him to initiate, but nobody to follow it up with it. Y taking a lot of damage in the meantime. The multi-shot is finishing up the high ground. There's the first position of the game from XXS. But nothing to say with the remnant away now.
Anyway, Blockbuster, Radio Shack.
Completely surrounding him. And the last right click will do it. Now the pulverize applied to
The nanobots.
Actually, I think it's a lot of damage to that shield crash, but doesn't last as long as it used to.
What do they call?
Not able to get the stun on face beyond, but the searing.
That always looks epic. Yeah, they have some like really cool
we're talking a tenth of a second.
Cameras
I think. Nothing to
for Dota in these tournaments.
Fire remnant.
This is just
I like the fireball move. Oh yeah, that's what's her name? I forget her name, but she's the fire lady. She does lots of burst damage right off the bat with that fire. Clears out lanes really fast. Does lots of damage.
So this is where Pango can usually find a perma chain stun, right?
Wow. It's like some top level Dota play right here.
Plays out completely differently. He's integral in
I'd probably be like yelling.
to get afterwards. So imagine the Ember dying there. Maybe Aster take a pretty meaningful win.
Yeah, her downside is just like she doesn't have a whole lot of armor. So glass cannon, typical I think black mage, you know, has like super powerful magic, but
Just curious what the build on
is
obviously maxing blink strike.
you don't want to get hit.
It's only one in smoke screen for the moment, but standard. The AoE, does it still increase with each one? No. Well, it's been a
She's good though. Like I got owned by Pyra. I think her name's Pyra. I don't know.
Because you can choose to go for a talent now, you can start putting more points into smoke screen. If I were to guess, he probably takes the blink strike slow so he can stay on top of the drow more easily.
Okay.
But there is something good to be said. I mean, the smoke screen.
Drow Ranger. They've got a lot of carries in this game.
He is Moonlight Shadow, but they have the vision and they have the kill again. As PSG
It looks like team on the left here is,
is gonna connect onto two. As Moonlight
I don't know, PSG I think they're called.
NQ just posturing.
They're doing pretty well.
Looking at the game state right now and Aster initiating into LGD's team, I just find it so hard to find the path. They're gonna try here.
Here comes a team fight.
XXS, but is it gonna be follow-up? Not really. It delays and perhaps just ends this engagement entirely.
The thing that's so tough is that if you don't have superior vision as the Dire, you're running in against Slight Chains out of fog, Glimpse,
Okay.
Ricky, who could be anywhere if he's not showing farming.
Ricky,
the way that he is right
our
now.
boy Uncle Ricky.
Fog too. There's just so many uncertainties, and your heroes aren't naturally.
Dun, 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 dun. They should play that every time they say Ricky. I used to play a game that had a fire lady character where you could throw fireballs.
For Aster,
Hmm.
the Primal Beast, when he uses onslaught, you can hear it.
What was it for? Do you remember?
Is under attack. But yeah, very, very.
Let's go.
Access their own jungle again, which is good news for Aster. They need a bit more area to work with. So Ori is going to complete
Let's try to think.
100 golds. So maybe that's going to open things up a little bit more for them.
I mean, talk to me again. Back to the Ricky, as you know, I'm going to go here again.
Yeah.
With a tip, we've been seeing a lot from
Fire Lady for PS2
at this stage.
or perhaps 360.
As a Ricky, because he hasn't been involved at all. So I feel like this is just going to get amplified now.
Made of Fire. I'm trying to think. It doesn't ring a bell. Like I'm thinking Fantastic Four Flame On, and then like you're completely made of entirely of fire. That's what I'm thinking. I can't think of a game though.
As he does not have his shard, obviously that is going to be the big counter to that.
You fight wolves, skeletons, and living dead, and wolves and stuff.
The old Roche.
That's a good point. I actually think
I don't think it would be Fable.
question from before. Being 5k gold ahead is indeed good, yes.
Fable used to have that kind of crazy stuff though. I love that game.
Minutes is good, and if Ricky was another carrier, it would also be good. Because
I'll go through my case of old games. Yeah, let me know. If you ever find it, let me know. Yeah, Fable was great. It mixed like wacky stuff with medieval
They're going to see a big smoke now from PSG.
fantasy stuff, which was cool.
Right now, they don't want to fight it, so they don't want to take it out quite yet because everybody from Aster is up here on the.
It didn't take itself too seriously, which is what I liked about it.
To the familiars, but they're going to go for the D-Works first instead. But there's the glimpse back. Instant stun. Here comes the rolling thunder from XX.
It sounds like a good game.
Comes up with a big slight and the
Anybody that's made of fire in a video game, it can't be that bad.
BKB of his own. Kind of a weird engagement here as XXS now.
They have glimpse again in 2.
The other side. But no deaths out of that.
Now I'm trying to think of a game where you become fire and it's bad. I can't think of any.
That and also good response.
Chasing chickens in Fable. Yeah, I remember like beating up the civilians and like growing horns because I was evil.
Going to town with the drow as well.
I learned my lesson. Everybody hated me. That's not right. Then you could like be a good guy, be all noble and such, and like all the girls would be like, "Oh, may I take my hand in marriage?" Fable main character. I tried to be so good in Fable. I played it multiple times. I had to do it twice. It's one of those games where you have to do it twice for good and bad. Another game like that is Fallout.
Should be a free Roche as well.
Yeah, they were all like...
Is owning.
Yeah, because you can get married in that game and stuff. It was strange.
You're starting to see part of the reason, or maybe the whole reason, that Ricky was the choice here for LGD among a plethora of options that would have worked.
Great game. I think it was for the original Xbox, and then they made Fable 2, which like was even better on the 360. Skyrim, you'd be good or evil or a vampire, or I think a werewolf too. Isn't there like a werewolf? Or that might have been the online game. But still, yes, Skyrim has it all.
I think they have no business
Way into Fable. That's fair.
just too big a part of their life.
That's fair.
You got to play way more defensively.
I mean, I got into the Chow Garden in Sonic Adventure like way too much when I was a kid.
But the Help a Friend syndrome effectively there just gets 4 heroes killed instead of 1.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in Skyrim. It's such a good game, and there's a reason why people keep buying it. They keep re-releasing it over and over and over again. People keep buying it. It's so good. Like, can you blame them?
Macroeconomic change here. Gold goes up in value, and then it is a gold ring, right? I think so. Well, it's called.
It looks gold.
Yeah. So maybe it will increase in price. What do you think about that as a concept?
17-5. Wow. PSG's looking good.
Then you can just
Uncle Ricky's doing well.
It's a really awful idea. Thank you, Sir Action Slacks, for that.
Yeah, they keep expanding the map and making more side quests. Yeah, it was like all kinds of stuff too. My friend played a lot more Fable 2 than I did. And then Fable 3, I heard people didn't like as much. They said there was just not as much stuff in 3. Which I was like, okay, I'll take your word for it.
Make it 8 deficit and only 21.
I wish there was a game that could captivate me like Fable and Fallout again.
The thing is, it's not only about the gold, it's about the flow of the map, right? Like you can be 8k gold behind, but maybe still
There's really
sort of a meaningful
nothing that catches my attention. I think it's because I'm getting older. And I'm not amused by like great graphics or anything. You know, once you've seen photorealistic graphics, then you've seen it all.
And another instance where it feels like Aster would have been wiser to know.
There's a few games that captivated me the way that they did in my life. One of them was World of Warcraft.
Key cooldown here.
Another was Earthbound.
Shadow Demon's life for to no avail, really.
Fallout 3 specifically, and New Vegas.
You didn't get any meaningful trade like damage on a tower, or anything.
Super Mario RPG to an extent.
Bottom and gonna see who's gonna grab this. It is an interesting rune to take on. Not Ricky, Shannon.
Those ones definitely made an impact.
Rare. True. It is a good first line.
Gonna walk away here. Onslaught. Oh, he does see him, but gets gusted. But the glimpse back, that was just enough into the static storm. Trample is level. Ori pops the BKB, gets the LSA to be able
Oh, man.
onto the primal beast. But there's a disruption to save no name, but not for long enough.
Oh, trading kills. They could turn this over. They can get a team wipe.
Really slow as a result, but he has the cover of his teammates. Shadow Demon.
No good.
Ori basically.
Yow!
They can now initiate, but the Moonlight Shadow giving access as he is.
Okay, my bad. That happened again. But I think was it Crash Bandicoot?
So it ends up being a 4 for 2. And the
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot. Right. Yeah, those games. Hold on, let me change the quality here. I'm just having some internet issues tonight. I don't know what's going on.
Immediately got smoke screen.
At least I'm getting reconnected immediately, though. That's
Out of that, so another. It's kind of interesting.
something, I guess.
Really growing from that fight, but I guess the Ember kill was just worth that much. He was 6-0 after all.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot was great. They remade them, but I still prefer the PlayStation version.
Forcing himself, perhaps this.
I like the PlayStation graphics a lot.
Could have maybe killed the primal from behind the tower before he got glimpsed, and Lina doesn't have to expend spells on this, but it's so easy to say. Like,
Yeah, this is better than whenever it went down. It went down for like an hour.
We got the trample out of Invis from Jin Q.
Much better. I could live with this.
The glimpse and the static storm as well, but I don't think nothing to say can go any further. As the pressure is being applied onto Y. As XXS wants to finish him off, and they will be able to do so. Nothing to say has to pop the BKB now in retreat. By the way, I wanted to talk about Jin Q's build. He's going for Halberd on Primal Beast, which, I mean, normally we would see BKB. Is this a little, that doesn't feel like he needs it? Or is this because they feel like they're really far ahead right now?
yeah, I kind of agree that BKB looks very strong.
They're still in the game. I mean,
Limited freedom against a hero like Pango. Maybe part of the logic is
PSG's pushing them in.
brings you after you've gone in. So maybe he wants to have that extra utility instead to control the drow with the disarm.
I think I told you, but I still have my PS2.
In a way, or maybe
That's cool. I think I have mine too, but I don't think the disc drive works.
space for his teammates. If you go
I think like every time you put a disc inside of it, it just like makes this really loud noise, and it scares me.
and he has that active disarm that he can maybe force a BKB with, or rather not force a BKB with, but keep himself alive if he charges the drow and just halberds her, or the Lina, and then just.
I like to just
it's a different
emulate it, because emulation is pretty good these days.
And even if you BKB pulverize somebody, there's always the disruption possibility.
I'm dying to play this now as one of the fire characters.
Kind of, I mean,
Yeah, it's fun. It's like a really fun game, and you can play against bots too.
single game of BKB is always one of them.
If you like Warcraft 3 or StarCraft, then I love Dota. It's so good.
You have the luxury of thinking about the game entirely differently when you're a 4, right? The BKB is almost always a thing on the 3 primal because you have a bigger responsibility to deal damage.
An insulator?
Nature than a killing one, so it's just gonna charge in, mess up the fight, make space.
Emulator.
Laguna Blade as well. Static Storm
What's an insulator? Sounds fancy.
does have the buyback. Not sure if he wants to use it in this engagement. It looks like they're going to lose their primal beast as well.
Oh no.
There by Aster.
It looks like a Dremel or something.
Value for them getting that Ember kill, and the primal beast trying to
Oh,
give them a little bit of a bonus kill, and that's also going to be a mid-tier.
I wasn't sure if that was a typo or not. Okay.
Cannot be up yet. So
Oh, emulate. Yeah.
losing that.
They're pretty easy to run.
Potential comeback for Aster.
If you ever need any help, I'm like
Do they get a
the self-proclaimed king of emulators.
So they have that break now.
And the KB about to come as well.
RetroArch is on Steam.
KB. That wasn't
If you download Steam, there's a game on Steam. It's free.
in terms of just a little
It's called RetroArch, and you can play,
items now.
I think, everything up until PlayStation. But you can still play PlayStation. You just have to download the BIOS, which I have.
I was wondering if he was going to go for that or something else.
Just a few kilobytes.
This is the kind of game where you could maybe justify not getting that magic immunity, but getting more in the way of like Basher, or
I was thinking about making a guide on it.
if you want to be cute and buy Ags on the and jump
'Cause,
or something like that.
People often ask me,
It is
like, what I use to emulate.
damage before that becomes meaningful. I think you want the Basher first most of the time before you do that. So
It's a combination of things.
You don't need like a Daedalus or some hardcore item.
I mean, it depends on the target, right? It feels really good because Ember offers you the immunity of the BKB
After this game, I think I'll call it.
protection when you go in. So you get to do a lot
Mindbreaker
of
though,
damage.
pretty freaking good on Ricky. Instant blink strike and silence, so you don't have to smoke screen immediately. You have a little bit extra time.
He kills Shadow Demon in a heartbeat, basically.
Yeah, it's
Or staff, so if he just jumps.
it's literally just like the software that boots up the PlayStation
About what? The force?
firmware, I guess you'd call it, because it has like a disk system,
It's understandable like that.
and disk system consoles need a firmware. So like every time you boot up PlayStation without a disc, you know, it'll be like wow, and then it'll go to like your system, and you can like change your memory card. That's your firmware. Like if you were to boot it without any games.
First BKB, not the
So an emulator's like, it's not technically legal to redistribute those online,
Am I missing
so people don't include them.
BKB between
While cartridge systems are different.
overhyping something that doesn't exist here? Because you remember,
I do, and I'm forgetting the details as well.
so Rolling Thunder used to be a permastun if you stayed on top of
Whereas you turn on like a Sega Genesis or something, like a Super Nintendo, it doesn't do anything.
Rolling Thunder. The stun is long.
Just reads the cartridge,
and there's
and
no
that's it.
resistance on the Ricky. So I want to say that Ricky and Ember can get chain stunned by a roll level 2, but I'm the Pango player, so you can definitely tell me.
It's all good. Emulators aren't that bad.
I do think it needs to be level 2 before.
You just gotta
Mostly for the chain
know which ones to get. RetroArch's just a
thunder, and then you just shard.
like a really good starting point.
Speaking of which,
Yeah, that's going to be the deletion of XXS. LGD want to fight immediately. Shadow Demon's going to get... Oh, nice disruption on self.
So I'm gonna push up the middle here.
You still will have to...
Yes, I've played Gauntlet Dark Legacy.
Roche
That was on the Dreamcast and PS2, I think, and it might have been on the game N64 as well. Maybe the GameCube, I can't remember. But I did play it.
Cover the area. AC on Visage should make
I love Gauntlet. I played the original Gauntlet when it came out on the Xbox Live Arcade with my friends. I don't know why we like that so much.
It feels like Roach really hates Ricky, that's for sure. Just like he's just
Not. Oh, he used to be able to play Nintendo games too. How did you do that?
very good shard.
You just RetroArch covers most of those LK. So if you download RetroArch, you'll be able to play NES, Super Nintendo, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, N64, Genesis.
into Meteor Hammer, yeah.
Um,
You're gonna be seeing that just going out.
a few others.
All the Gus coming out. XXS.
And then you have to do some extra steps for PlayStation.
It's gonna be enough to actually get beautiful rolls coming out from XXS. They take
Not many of them, but a couple of them worked.
Ori stuck in
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, they should all work now. You just need like a computer for it.
as well. Now he's surrounded, pops the BKB.
Yeah, it's definitely possible.
Comes out, but nope. Not gonna be enough. Nothing to say with the slide.
I've done some emulation streams.
So PSG LGD.
And yeah.
Coming out. They lose the Aegis. It would have been really bad.
I used to play Sonic 2. Whenever I started streaming again this year, I just used an emulator and played Sonic 2.
Executed it. They chain stunned and killed Visage 100 to 0. They recognize.
I'm just not technically efficient good at computers, so that's okay. I mean,
And he's the aura carrier. They get out. It's the Wraith Pack and the Ace.
it's not, you know, emulators are kind of
Choosing that as your primary target.
arcane knowledge. It's not like hard to learn, but not many people really.
Now to use the
I guess a lot of people just kind of don't. Might feel like intimidated, which I get about like learning an emulator because this seems so daunting.
Very, very important.
But they've become more like easier and easier over the years, where it's like you click a button. The only thing is you just gotta find the games, which I could tell you where to get legally too. Honestly, most of them are legal.
Do something with it. Used Moonlight Shadow and have a bottle ED.
There's a lot of inches. There's a Ricky, there's Moonlight Shadow, there's Silver Edge, and I believe Aghanim Scepter soon for Visage.
And I say legal because they're hosted on the Internet Archive, which is like one of the biggest, most reputable organizations of the internet. They have lawyers more powerful than Nintendo, so like
Offering these two auras to your team already.
that's how powerful they are. But they host all kinds of old games. You can just go download any Nintendo game you want that's, you know, under GameCube or like below GameCube pretty much.
Side of Monet, of course.
They don't have Moonlight, so they're going to be spotted here. This glimpse.
There's like a whole ocean of games on that site. Not even kidding.
Mirana is gonna die for her sins. Monet pops the BKB inside that static zone. There's nothing to say. He's getting melted inside. Gets off the sleight of fist and able to remnant away. And now Ame trying to focus on Monet, but has to reset. Biden coming out of the shadow.
Okay.
As it looks like Jin Q falls to XXS.
This is a closer game than I thought.
6K lead for PSG LGD.
PSG is a little in the lead with the towers.
Kind of even.
But this other team here, Red HP Bar,
After being under the amount of
they're defending very well.
lineup they're playing into, I think it's very admirable how they've managed to kind of stabilize this game in a range that seems very winnable.
I agree. It's really winnable. Like I've come back from games where I was like, our team was down like 20 kills, but we still won because the team was just so focused on killing us that you know, one of us snuck behind their base and just, you know, took everything out while they were just too busy killing the rest of the team.
Literally just be on top of her, pressure her out of that margin.
So I'm just really interested to see what happens here. Uncle Ricky, yeah, Uncle Ricky's doing okay still. There he is. We're looking at him right now.
Well, he bought it and used it, I want to say, for 10 minutes.
Unc's doing alright.
Exaggeration.
Nope, that's about right.
That it's maybe we can get a little timer next time we see the Ricky pick. And
I was paying attention to like, okay, when he's farming jungle, is he getting a lot of
I
value?
always pronounce it Ricky
I think he was full healed.
because I thought it was kind of just sounded too much like Ricky. Like, hello, my name is Ricky. How can I help you?
Because he gets
Welcome to Home Depot.
very true.
XXS gets off a nice rolling thunder, trying to
Oh.
get the disruptor. Only gets the one stun though. As Monet pops the BKB, but
There's like 2 separate fights going on.
gets up the side of this, and the Remnant's able to find enough distance to live. And a rolling thunder continuing to go for XXS. Monet trade off onto the low ground with the blink strike. They've lost their primal beast.
Ricky O.
So strong in this position. This is like the
Ricky O. I don't know.
the hill.
This is like Ricky.
Play keep away in the back and get a good disruption out. You just
Holy wow, that was epic.
and on the Ember, and they can't fight you anymore. So LGD really trying to put that pressure onto Aster and get control of another area, but Aster are just ready for it. They have good formation. Another great rolling thunder once again.
Chicken on work here.
Took Disruptor out of the fight from the beginning.
Ori trying to delete the disruptor. One right click away. They will find him. It looks like the force out into the Shadow Demon gets to the disruption just in time, and nothing to say.
Ricky O is an old violent martial arts movie. Really? I've never heard of that. Actually, you know what? I think I've heard about that, but I've never seen it. I didn't know what it was about at all. Oof! Wow. We're gonna see a comeback here.
Tier 2 tower will fall as well.
This game, minute 22, Gaben gave Radiant 88% chance of winning.
And then Ricky started fighting, and suddenly
He sold his ring of health and it's been downhill ever since.
Wow.
Technically true.
67% chance now for Aster. Not that the graphs are gospel, but
What was the character with blue wings? Oh, in that movie.
half a minute, Aster gonna try to squeeze as much out of this as they can. And this is
Yeah, Curry will have to let us know there. Wow, dude.
5-second push to take both
Underdog team is really killing it right now.
taking control of the game, and you would imagine if they get this third Roche
They're getting applause for coming back.
confident about
Oh, he was in the game. Oh, the character with the blue wings. Oh, that's a guy who has little angels that follow him around, and what they could do is like they turn to stone, they stop flying, they turn to stone, and they like smash on the ground and do damage and stun the enemy. And you can send them all across the map wherever you want. He's really hard to play. I tried to play him a few times. It's like a lot.
The positioning from Aster has just been on point. They've been ready.
Yeah, if you can play him well, he's an absolute unit.
areas that they fight in. I think the last 2 or 3 team fights they've
I
lost.
think his name's Valkyrie.
Aster High Grounds, where they have tried to get in and get superior vision, but the Pango's just been ready every time and canceled out the disruptor from the fight. Maybe you chill. Maybe you farm up this Ags on Y, and you try to use that to set up a fight later. You just need to cool down. If you start forcing now, like brute forcing more aggressive plays, I think it's just going to backfire even harder.
He is only 500 away from Ags.
It's close. Faith Beyond, by the way, went for a force step. He changed his mind away from that axe himself because he's realizing, well, when they get on top of me, I'm kind of screwed. With this item, he can reposition away from the Drow and the
Here
Leap.
comes another possible fight.
And arguably, this should have been on one of the supports.
Yeah, it's very Nordic looking, honestly.
On a bit in this playoff. I think teams are buying force step to
Blue kind of dragon.
the time I want to say is Tundra. They've been buying quite a lot of force steps in their games, if I'm not mistaken, and
It's like a Scottish dragon.
take advantage of that positioning.
Oh, we got a smoke here from Aster.
Looks like they're going for a team fight.
He has the double damage. Static Storm immediately used, but again, the rolling thunder from XXX, but no, the BKB comes out.
Wow.
Gets the double stun off.
So majestic.
Aster might be wanting to retreat, as the Boca will live through this. We're getting some D-ward action down. Not sure if either team wants to fight again.
Wow.
Another shadow.
This is a crazy game.
Man, so much invis in this game.
Okay, we'll see what happens here. One of them's gonna have to get bad.
On either side, really. Imagine getting an Ags on, like, Ricky, for example.
Yeah, get that eggs on Ricky.
Looks like nothing to say one for the Daedalus. Or is
Unk needs it.
Do you think
It's a
they'll give it to
refresher
Ricky
shard,
or to Ember? Is my question. Because
Probably Ember.
The Ember one is also really valuable. I think nothing to
Give it to Ricky.
It matters not. It's a refresher.
No.
That was good talk.
Yep. Keep talking about it if you want, though. No problem.
Only 20 minutes and 30 seconds to your 5 neutral items, Shannon. Better prepare.
Oh, one of these days. I'm gonna get it.
There's nothing you want more in Dota.
That's true.
Than for pro games to go 60 minutes so you can talk about your items. And I think in all the time we've cast together, it's happened once.
Light Shadow.
Dang, they really want the win here. I mean, I would too. Holy crap. They're gonna catch Ember. Nope, Ember's gone. They get Valkyrie then. Okay. Yeah, they killed Ricky. Wow.
They're gonna see he's up.
So now they're gonna kill an enemy that's going to give them another chance if they die. It's like the boss of the map.
So Ricky did not get force staffed by Fate Beyond out of that stun chain. And as we covered, no defensive tools really aside from that glimpse. Well, send XXS away, but he's just playing zone.
Stakes are high.
Pressure over to Lina, and they would be like, you know what, XXS, your Rolling Thunder has been pretty good, so you can have a second one.
Yeah,
give him the shard.
They don't really have the
Stakes are well done.
other than obviously the BKBs.
It's pretty decent on Lina, but I guess she can't support it yet with her item build. She doesn't have enough mana with the right click build.
Yeah, nowhere near.
So, maybe she had
It only Stakeums.
But now the MKB online for Ori, so even if the BKB is down, smoke screen, you can just kind of ignore it for the most part. Or just right clicking at least.
452.
So Aster flipping this game.
It's almost time for the stream end. Stakeums, I made Stakeums earlier, LLK. Like before I started streaming, I made about 4 slabs of them. And I made a sandwich out of it. I put, I fried an egg with the Stakeums, put some mild cheddar on it. And I cooked the Stakeums with lemon pepper and garlic hot sauce. That's how I marinated it. Cooked it. It was good. Now, I've been making Steakum sandwiches for a long time, probably like a month. And this is the best one I made so far. I think it's a local place, Curry. It was like a local place to Pittsburgh, because I got it in Pittsburgh at a beef jerky store. They had a whole bunch of hot sauce and beef jerky. It was wonderful. Yeah. Steakums can go very far for your mile if you just have an egg and some lemon, pepper, some bread, cheese. It's a legit steak sandwich. Might have to make a cooking video one day showing how I make it. It takes minutes. It's actually very easy. I prefer it because it's quick. Anyway, that was a GG. I think that's gonna be where I take my leave, guys. So I do appreciate you guys sticking with me throughout the night. And I'm gonna go get ready for bed. Do a cooking video? Okay. I'll keep it in the back of my mind. Next time I cook Steakums, I might do that. You're welcome, LK. Thank you, Curryhead. And anybody else in the chat who's out there, thank you for watching. Thanks for the like. I will probably see you guys tomorrow. Playing Turtle WoW. Granted, my internet doesn't crash. We'll see what happens. Anyway, good night. Au revoir. Yeah, JF, I'm about to go to bed. See you later, guys. Peace out.